And it was a whole bunch of like men ain't shit reels. So then I asked Grok a question about women and how they choose their mate, whatever. After talking to Grok for an hour, realized that 80% of women reproduce while 20% of the men reproduce. And it's been that way throughout history, which means that women, even though they have less sexual partners than men in general, fuck the same dudes. So when they say men ain't shit, it's because they're fucking the same dudes. Also, average women don't think that they're average.
Oh, I've noticed that.
Average women think they're
Ugly
above
women
average.
Dude, some of the chicks I see that have it or sporting OnlyFans on like Facebook and shit, I'm like, you're 35, 265 pounds. You know what I mean? Fucking uglier than shit. No, like I don't understand it. Like
I'm
every
already
chick
used.
between 18 and like fucking 50 these days, it has an OnlyFans. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's gross. It was like majority of women. Well, it's all fucked up. I don't even want to get into it. I started to get pissed off. I'll tell you what. The shittier I treat women, the more pussy I get.
Yeah, I know. That's always worked for me.
So, I don't know. Results, baby. Results.
Yeah, well, you've seen what happens to the guys that are nice to girls.
Oh,
they get
God.
fucking used and fucking...
I used to be one. My very first girlfriend, I used to be one. And you already know what happened, so turned me into a fucking monster. And I thank her for it. Too bad she died. If she hadn't died, my first girlfriend, if she hadn't died, I literally would call her like every 2 years to just thank her. Like, thank you for turning me into a fucking man.
Why'd she treat you like shit?
No, she didn't treat me like shit. She actually loved me. She went above and beyond. She was the ideal fucking girlfriend. Except she was a whore. Can't have all good things. All right, we are live. Let me share this thing out real quick for anybody else who wants to come hang out. FYI, I was going to not show up today.
Would you live on a...
But there's a couple good topics out there.
Oh, just to give you a heads up, starting next week, I might be late like every week. I'm going to be cutting it close.
Oh, no. You're fucking late now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. I'm talking like, I might be like a half an hour. Because my kids don't get done with practice till like almost 7, and then I got to drive them home, too. From this, by my work for wrestling. I don't know why they changed it. They used to be done like mid-afternoon. Now they're fucking... They have it late. I don't know why, but...
They hate you. They hate the parents.
They do.
I know.
Yeah, you know what else? It's so late that I'm going to have to get dinner or eat out every fucking Sunday.
Damn, Sunday dinner's the best.
I'm not going home and cooking at 8 o'clock.
Hold on. We got Henry here. Henry? Mr. Henry? I could have sworn I saw something on my...
He did. He's here.
I had to threaten Henry, FYI, to come in here tonight. I had to threaten him. I put my friendship with Henry at fucking risk for you because you don't do your fucking job.
Sorry. I don't know anybody anymore.
You don't fucking know anybody. Could have got anybody. You could have got one of your fucking kids. As a matter of fact, I almost had William. William, how old were you when you started gaming? This is the intro. 4. What was your first console? This is actually one of the first Sunday nights actually happening.
I get one of my kids on when school ends.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, his bedtime's in about an hour and a half.
What up, sissies?
What up? I was just telling Nelson that I literally threatened you to show up because he doesn't fucking do what he's supposed to do and bring people up in here. So thank you. What's up, Miku?
No problem, my boy.
I literally had to threaten Henry. I was like, either we fucking or I'm fucking.
Hey, bro.
Hold up, I'm supposed to share this. Give me a second. We got some good topics. We got some real good topics. You know what's fucking crazy? I almost canceled the podcast tonight because look, I got my son, which is, hey, what up, David? Hey, I appreciate you saying by, swinging by. But we got some really good topics, man. This whole GameStop and eBay breaking news is what
That's
really
kind of
made me
fire.
want to do it because I got some stuff to say about eBay, and I don't know. We'll get into that, but we got a lot of good topics tonight, and it's crazy because this is a night that I didn't want to do the podcast, but I don't know. At the last minute, I did, and now we're here. But we have some
Uh,
awesome topics, man. We're going to talk about GTA. The CEO is scared. Yeah,
oh shit.
scared. We're going to talk about this DRM issue. We're gonna talk about um, GameStop, eBay. We're gonna talk
Uh,
about what else did I put on here? We're also going to talk about Xbox and backwards compatibility.
Oh, I can
oh
talk
Uh,
on
shit.
that one.
we're going to be talking about what was the other couple topics that I have here. And the title screen can only fit so much. We're going to talk about Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. I've been trying to talk
Hell yeah.
about them for the last couple weeks, but I just can never get them
They
in. I
coming to
can never.
that game coming to Plus, ain't it? On the 5th?
I think so.
Which
Hey,
one?
what's up, Tyler? You joining us on the podcast tonight, man?
Oh yeah, you podcasting winner?
Yeah.
I've been playing a bunch of demos today. I finally
Oh,
tried out some games
Good.
I've
Let's
been.
hear about them.
Um, I tried that new Capcom one.
Pragmata.
Pragmata.
Um, yeah,
I love
that
that
one is
Pragmata
game.
is
pretty.
That's my
fire.
game of the
That
Oh
one,
gen.
boy,
That's my game of the
boy,
best game is
boy.
gen.
That model?
yeah,
Oh my
that one's
goodness.
pretty tough.
That game is
I'm a
fucking.
casual player, so
That
that
shit
one's
is
kind of tough
fire.
for me.
Yo, no, you'll get the
Fire.
hang of it. That game is fucking the most whatever you want to call it. The best new fucking IP since goddamn Mass Effect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pragmata is the
I
shit,
mean, I
bro.
got the graphics, I got the gameplay. I'm just having struggling trying to get used to it. It's like I got to the demo, but it was pretty hard.
Yeah, well, you'll get things explained more to you, and you'll learn as you go. It's not.
Yeah, bro, that shit.
You'll
That's
figure it out.
It's an interesting game though.
It's interesting as fuck, and
love that
you
game.
start picking up weapons quick. That's my favorite game this whole
Yeah, I
goddamn
was keep
gen.
running out of ammo. The demo had that big mech machine with the missiles on it. I died a couple times trying to fight that thing.
You'll
Pretty
learn how to
dangerous,
play it
bro.
like you run out of ammo, but you start getting other ammos. So you'll switch to something else, and then when you're using that one, you'll switch back to your main, and then switch back when you're out of that, and then switch to a different one. That way, you're always trying to use your primary when it's full. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? Because
yeah,
it'll deplete the other ones. You'll figure it out. It's freaking
yeah,
great now.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. It's very.
It's on my wish list on Amazon, so I might get it down the line.
Yeah, I
It's
real.
fantastic.
I
And
co-sign. I
then what was
co-sign
that?
you getting it.
I tried. This game is a little older from fall, but Banner shows Ghost of Eden. The
Vanishes.
Ghost of
Yeah, I put a lifetime into that game. It's all
um
right.
um I I played all the way through the demo and I said, yeah, this is interesting. I might buy that down the line,
It gets pretty
I
repetitive, but it's not a bad game.
I got those casual like story focus games, so um I liked it. Yeah, I'll
Right
figure I'll
on.
play the
all right,
the
gentlemen.
demo.
I shared the podcast out, so people now are aware that we are live, ready to rock out. So, real quick, some housekeeping things. I want to say thank you so very much for your support. We just hit 4,000 subscribers a couple days ago, and it's just been incredible journey. I never thought I would ever reach this amount, and I don't know. I'm blown away. So thank you guys so much for the support. On the flip
Yeah.
side,
4K.
if you think I yap a lot or you think I take too long to get to the answer you're looking for in the video, fast forward it or don't fucking watch it. I mean, it's simple. There's, I
That's what
think
I
like
say.
300,000 fucking um, content creators on YouTube or some shit. I'm pretty sure you can find some that you like. Also, my boy, you got Google on your phone. Just type it in. Will it play with no internet? Whatever fucking game you're looking for. Because you know what's Google going to tell you? Check out Will 777JP's channel, bitch. So either you fucking fast forward or you sit patiently and wait till you get the fucking answer you're looking for. But that's it. That's for the haters. And we don't have many of them. We don't. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking to a wide variety of people because I'm not. It's just a couple people here and there that just say the dumbest shit. Like we don't live in 2026 and you literally can't watch a YouTube video at 10 times the speed if you want. literally. But outside of that, thank you guys so much for all your support, dude. It's incredible. We have 17 members this month, and a
Yeah,
big
buddy.
reason of why we do is because RPG88, the MVP, has donated about 10 members, no, 7 memberships. So huge shout out to RPG88 for the support. Incredible. Not only is he joining us on the podcast, he's active in the chat. He's also donating his hard-earned money to support the channel, which is a big deal, guys. If you haven't watched the video that I dropped today, I said that in the month of May, there's going to be 2 games I'm going to be picking up day and date. I didn't say which games those
sir.
were, but there's
I know
2
one
of
of
them. And the reason that I'm picking up the second one is because of the members. Even though YouTube takes half, it still only means that I only got to put out of pocket half of the game. So the more members we have, the more day and date will it plays we can do. It will be my dream to do every single game that drops out day and date. That would be incredible. But unfortunately, I'm just a regular working class dude. So we can only get what my pockets can afford. So if you want to support and help others find the answers they're looking for, become a member today. You get early access to all my video for all my channel members. And right now, I got videos all the way through the end of May. All the way through the end of May. You can literally watch a whole month worth of fucking videos right now if you're a member. Right now. What other content creator on YouTube is doing that? Please name one where you can watch a whole month's worth of content right now if you're a member. Because I can't find one. So I'm busting my ass trying to make the content for you guys, trying to reproduce the videos as fast as you can, trying to take all your requests for Will It Plays as fast as I can and put that shit out, crank it out for you guys. So thank you.
Yeah.
And that is my thank you to you by working hard. Also,
Sure.
I want to give another huge shout out to our members real quick. Oh shit, RPG the MVP, another 5 gifted fucking members to the channel.
Fucking G in the
Thank
fucking
you,
building.
RPG.
Shout out to that brother.
Shout out to what up, Faulkner? David, 7.85 million US only. That is the lawsuit that PlayStation settled, which is crazy. We have a couple new members, Rasta Carp, Francisco Cruz, Rihanna Alonso, Prosecutor Jake, and Eduardo Yena. Welcome. Hey, Chaos, how you doing? What up, RJO78?
Eduardo, I like that name.
Yeah, that's a fire name. And
That's
also,
clear.
I want to give a couple quick shout outs to Eleanor and Enrique. You guys are, man, so fucking dope. You guys have been supporting the fuck out of me on my lives whenever I do go live. Eleanor is constantly commenting and bringing the receipts when we're talking about will games play with no internet. She is dope. She got her fiance to start buying physical. So congratulations to them. She's like, if I'm going to marry you, you need to be smart with your money. You need to be smart with ownership. And we're going to pass these games down to our kids. And we can't do this if you got digital, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We're going to get into that conversation in a little bit. But shout out to her because she plays her games with no internet from start to finish. A couple different reasons, and I'll let her say them if she ever wants to, but shout out to her. And Enrique, all the way from Mexico, how you doing, bro? Thank you so much for your support. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, welcome to the State of Gaming podcast. As I mentioned, we have a packed show for you guys today. There's so many topics I want to go over with you guys. I really want to get the panel's opinion, and let's get the introductions going. So I had to threaten him to show up, which is not very nice of me, but I like him. And if I was a girl, I would let him.
What? Hey, bro.
Same.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say it.
The only one in Henry's league is Lord Metroid. He's a very handsome man too.
And shout out to Lord Metro. Lord Metro was supposed to stop tonight and do the show with us.
Be pretty people. It's very jealousing.
But he got strep throat, so he could not come on today. So today was supposed to be Lord Metroid, and I was so excited because he's a huge Returnal fan, and Sorrows just came out on Thursday, so it was going to be awesome.
We'll
but
talk about it again.
We'll talk about it
weekend, so I'll talk about it when I'm into it more.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get him back soon. Lord Metroid, I hope you feel better. But going back to our intros, I threatened him. I feel a little bit guilty because when I give him the option, he doesn't come. Like last week, I said, hey, if you
Wow,
want to come, he didn't come. But when I threatened him, he did. So I feel good and
that's
bad at the
crazy.
same time. In the
That's
house, we
crazy.
have Mr. Henry Heck. Henry, how are you doing? Your GG or Die podcast was yesterday, and it was a
Yes,
dope one.
sir. I
I
appreciate it.
commented
I
on there.
appreciate it.
You need to play Requiem. I don't know why you haven't. I know you're not scared
I
because
don't
you're a
either.
big boy, but you need to
Yeah,
play
bro.
it.
No.
But how you doing, Henry? Let the people know what you've been playing on lately.
I'm doing pretty good, man. I've been playing Neverness to Everness. I've been playing Soros, and I wrapped up Pragmata early, like last Monday. Awesome game, excellent game, game of the century right there. But and as far as Requiem, I'm gonna play it, man. All the homies talking about it's good, and one of
It
the
is
other
good.
homies, one of the IRL homies, is a huge Resident Evil fan, and he always trying to get me to play them. I started one of them. I think it's four remake, or
Four is
one
the
of them I
best,
started.
man. God
Yeah, and
damn.
I
Let
didn't
me ask
finish
you a
it.
question real quick. What is your hesitancy with Resident Evil, like 9,
I
for
don't need
example?
I don't even have a hesitancy, to be honest with you. Just
You feel lost because you didn't start. You ain't been playing it
I
for
don't
years,
even
so you don't
feel
know what's
lost.
going on.
It's just it's just not one of the it's just not a franchise I'm just compelled to play. I don't really have any like nothing bad to say about it at all. It's just I don't know. I just I don't know. I will check it out. You know what I mean? Because everybody's talking good about it. It's just I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Well, the
I
reason I
see the
brought it
trailer.
up is because you were talking about how good
Yeah,
Pragmata is
yeah.
a dope game,
Love
and I'm
Pragmata.
just like, wait a minute, Henry hasn't played Requiem, and Requiem is a really dope game, and not just dope, it just hit another sales mark at 7 million. So two
Shout out
months
to
from
them.
release, 7 million in Requiem,
That's
impressive.
fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
that
But
is
what else have
crazy.
you been playing on, Henry?
Like I think
Um,
Village only did like four in like the first like year, man. Like that's crazy.
Village
Requiem
ended
is the
up
best
doing
one in the last couple gens though. Like
I think
for
Village ended
real.
up doing like 12 or 13 overall after
Yeah,
everything
but
was said
that's
and
been out
done.
for like 5 years,
Hmm.
and it's been like $10. That's big difference between when you're selling them at 50, 60, 70 a pop than 20,
Hey,
10, 20,
90.
30.
They got that I ended up buying the keys. I'm sorry, Henry, we're cutting you off. What were
no,
you
y'all good, bro.
what
But
else were you playing?
just Neverness to Everness, and then of course I'm foot dipping in what's the game? Division Resurgence. That's the other one.
Oh my
But it's a
god.
mobile game, and you know how
Oh
y'all
my
it's just
god.
mobile. You feel me?
Oh,
Don't
you
y'all
know
got
what?
phones? You feel what I'm
You should
saying?
send my son a friend invite so y'all could mobile it up together. Like
Bro,
that's when
listen,
I
bro.
see mobile,
You
that's what I
sleeping on
picture as
mobile.
kids.
You sleeping on
Tap
mobile,
tap
bro.
tap tap
We
tap tap
getting
tap.
you seeing control coming to mobile. You know what I
Man,
mean?
them weak ass controls.
Warframe came to mobile. You know what I mean? You
Man,
might
they
as well
put
get
anything on
involved.
mobile. Ball X
Now
Pit. That's the only game I bought was Ball X Pit, and I regretted it because the controls suck ass. It
I
was like
think
$3.
I don't have
Balatro on
Oh yeah,
anything
mobile.
game
on
of the year,
mobile.
game of the year,
Come
Balatro.
on, bro.
That's a PC
Yeah,
gamer. It's crazy because a lot of the games that do well, not a lot, but I've noticed that some of the games that do well, maybe I do notice it because of this, but they're also like sell well on PC. So what is it with PC
yeah.
gamers and
You,
mobile
you know what?
gamers?
You know what my thought about that is? What are the top games on PC right now? Games
Yeah,
that are 10 to 15 years old.
fucking I
It's
smell your
because these
mom's
goddamn.
panties.
That's because
Part
these two,
3.
2012 fucking Dells will still run that bitch.
Fucking my
Hey, that's
neighbors
what they
got big
running.
feet and I want to touch them. Part 17. Those are the games that are popping on PC right now.
Everyone acts like everyone on PC can run Requiem at 4K 120 or something like that, but out of like 500 million people with a PC, only like 10 million people can actually do that.
Yeah, true. What else, Henry? What else have you been playing, man?
Most
Besides your
people got
That's
a
it,
mobile,
bro.
goddamn
that's it.
That's
1060 from
it.
2013 in that bitch. Let's be
Um,
real.
What
that's
about that
it, brother.
that new live service game that you try to abbreviate? I'm like, come on, bro. Nobody know what the fuck that is.
Yeah,
What
that's
what?
it. Never this to heavenness.
Oh no, how is that game? You liking it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's I don't know
Okay,
if you ever
wait.
played.
Before you continue, because I know you're a live service guy, think about the game outside of the fact that it's live service. Like, Is the actual game good?
Yeah, because it's different, right? It's like a JRPG.
Mm.
It's like a JRPG with action combat. So it's
Oh,
like it's a
nice.
gotcha game, like gotcha game, like
Okay.
Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact. It's in that same type of
Hey, you know what's
live. It's
crazy
that
with
type of
those
live service.
big games? Senseless Zone Zero is coming out with a physical collector's edition. And there's
Oh shit,
another
I
one
didn't
of
even
the
know
big
that.
ones. Yeah, but it's not going to come with a disc. It's just coming with like a statue. But it's crazy that
Hmm.
these digital only games want that physical money so damn bad, but yet when they cut the game off, there's no more game. But we're gonna get into that. I don't need to cut that off. I just brought it up because Henry's talking about those gotcha games. Next, we have Mr. Tyler. Tyler hopped on in. He forgot we were on the
Yeah.
podcast today, but he's here. So, Tyler, let the people know what you've been playing. I see you on High on Live too, my boy. What you been playing?
I just finished it for the second time.
Oh wow.
Oh shit,
Okay.
so
Um,
he liked that shit.
I had to still tell you that Napoleon or whatever his name is, the
Mm-hmm.
villain from the first game.
Yep.
He's in the second one, and I
The,
have to
the
say
guy
he's
at
an
the end?
asshole. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Shout out to the spoilers.
I hate that guy.
yeah. Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry about that.
I
I
got the
I didn't think that one.
I like High on Life, but it's not a game. Like I play most of my games from start to finish. I may take a break for a couple days,
Well, I
of
like
something else,
comedy,
but
so
those games, for some reason, I play them here in
In
between
small
till I beat them. Yeah, till
spurts.
I beat them. But Tyler
well
beat it
I like the
twice.
comedy of him. So
Okay, that's why you like him for the comedy.
You know what's
I
funny?
love
When I was
listening
at
to those guns
GameStop,
talk. I just love listening to those guns talk.
Okay,
yeah, that's my kid's 10 and he loves hearing guns cuss, and that I think that's his biggest draw to that damn game. He was begging me
My
to
favorite
buy
gun.
High on Life this weekend, but I was like, I'm not paying 64. You ask for that for your birthday, I'll get you for like $20.
what's up, hero?
Well,
How you doing?
my favorite gun is that new one, the bus weapon gun. Um, I forgot what his name was,
Well,
but
that's dope, bro.
he's like this bust shotgun. I think.
How many
I
guns do you
forgot.
get total by the end?
I think there was like 4 or 5. I'm not.
Okay, so similar to the
I
first
don't.
game.
Yeah. But this bus weapon that you get, Gato, I got that gun. I thought I was not gonna like it because I don't like bus weapons. I got automatic,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoyed it. I said, "Wow, I really love this gun." My friend played it before me. He says, "You're gonna love this gun." I guarantee. I said, I hate bus weapons, so. And then when I started using it, I said, "Yeah, I got this gun."
Fire. Well, that's dope, man. That's incredible that you beat it twice. The game just came out, and I know you got a physical, because we
Yeah,
talked about it before, and me and you both waited for the physical edition, and
yeah.
so it's crazy that you beat it twice, and the physical just came out a few weeks ago. So great
I've
job,
been playing
man.
on story difficulty, so
Yeah, you were telling me that's why you like a lot of Lego games because they're easy, they're chill. You don't
yeah,
have to really,
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
I did buy this one game that I don't know anybody is gonna like. What were you thinking when I bought this? I wanted a chill game, so I bought Farming Simulator. I never played one before.
Hey, those are
Oh, that's
dope.
that. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with
I
that.
bought Farming Simulator 2025, the new one,
Those are dope. I love those
Yeah,
and
games,
I
bro.
haven't
bro.
got
A lot
around
of
to
people play
playing
those type
yet,
of joints.
but I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to just have something chill to play where you don't. That's not gonna be high skills. I don't think
Yeah.
that those games are really take high skills.
No, there's
So
a
just something
whole.
to chill around if I just tired of playing something, just anything that has any kind of skill,
Yep.
So I thought I just could pop that in when I just want, a chill point gameplay.
Hey, everybody should have one in their rotation. I actually have a video coming out in a couple weeks, and it's something titled like, "What do these earbuds have to do with my video games?" And the video is about why I like those chill games because it gives me the opportunity to actually listen to a podcast or listen to music or listen to a documentary, which I don't normally do because I'm normally playing story-based games where I pay 100% attention to the story, the dialogue, so I don't get distracted that way. So whenever I feel like listening to an album or a documentary, I look for one of the chill games, Farming Simulator, Power
Oh.
Wash Simulator, stuff like that. Then I can just focus on the documentary, not think about the game, and just still play video games while I'm doing that. So good job, Tyler, man. Thank you for that. And finally, we have our co-host, Mr. Nelson Gaming Culture, who officially came out that he has a boyfriend, but he don't pay none of the bills, so he's been giving up that ass for free. Mr. Nelson. Oh yeah, RPG was
Everybody needs loving.
Satisfactory. My son actually wants that game, so that's interesting. You bring that up. But either way, Mr. Nelson, how have you been? What you been playing the last week?
Been busy. I'm gonna be busy the next couple weekends too. But next weekend's a fun weekend. The weekend after that's a get shit done weekend. Going to Monster Trucks next weekend, and we're gonna go see Mortal Kombat.
So you haven't still mentioned what you've been playing.
Sorrows.
Sorrows. How you liking
Gran
Sorrows?
Turismo's. It's good. I'm still terrible. I've only gotten a couple deaths, so I haven't made it very far yet. But I'll let you know. It's gonna be a while. Like the next 2 weekends, I'm barely gonna be home. So.
Well, eventually, either you're gonna die enough, or you're gonna beat the bosses required. But the game is gonna open up with modifiers, and you can make it basically as easy as you want. So I think that's important for somebody like you.
I put almost 100 hours into Returnal, and I didn't make it that far.
Yeah, I know. That's what me and RPG were talking about a couple of days ago. Because we were talking about Sorrows and the difficulty, and he said that.
But the way Returnal worked, though, a lot of times I didn't try to make it that far because it was kind of like I was 10 minutes into a run, and if I got hit a couple times, I just wiped.
Yeah,
I just start over because it's kind of like driving in a race and fucking running into the wall. Like, I'm not going to catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might as well just start over. I do that. I do that constantly.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I caught myself doing that a few times. It's like if I'm not by this point and I don't have this much health, I'm just going to say fuck it and start over again because what's the point of getting there and then you have no health, you don't have the gun you like, you don't it just sucks. I have been playing a lot of video games this week. I played Sorrows. I have about 15 hours into that. I beat the third boss. I took a break and I started playing Metro, as you guys are seeing on the screen right now. I also finished Aphelion on the last day of the month, which was Wednesday, I think it was, or Thursday.
One of the only people on the planet to finish that game too.
Yeah, I saw a couple thumbnails regarding that game. They didn't look too positive. I didn't watch none of the videos.
No,
one of the worst selling games ever made.
It just seemed like it was gonna be that type of video. You know what I'm saying? So I just skipped it.
It's not the worst game ever made.
It just didn't sell like straight
promotional stuff for it. And it looked interesting. It just wasn't interesting enough for me to buy it right now. You know what I mean?
No,
it's one of
and you
those
shouldn't.
Catch on the sale type of
You
thing.
should. Yeah, Hero Aphelion. So what I said, I made a review video. Nobody saw it. It's got like 50 views.
Don't do that.
Okay.
I watched it.
Well, my bad.
And I liked it.
I'm just comparing it to what I normally get for views, and it's got nothing. So my bad. Okay, I didn't mean to offend you, but the highlight for the game to me was the music. I feel like, look, the game. What pissed me off about the game the most. It didn't piss me off. It just was a very average experience. The climbing is a little janky, but not to the point where it gets you mad. It's just very repetitive because that's what you do in the game a lot. And even worse, the story was super mid. It's about you got to find a new planet because the Earth is dying, right? And I'm not the type of guy that you have to say, oh, you got to recreate the wheel every single time. No, you can fucking use the same story over and over and over again, but add your flavor to it. Add a new side to the story that maybe a lot of people haven't seen. And this game didn't do none of that. So it's definitely wait for a sale. I'm not saying you shouldn't play it completely, but definitely wait for the sale. I think the visuals are pretty nice, not incredible, doesn't melt your eyeballs, but it's just nice. And it is kind of a low-key type of game where you can kind of chill. Look, I got it done in a day and a half. It only took me like 8 hours. So it's not that much. And yeah, that's what I've been Aphelion. Or is it Aphelion? The Aphelion. What is it called?
I can't pronounce it, but it's the new one that just came out, right?
Yeah, it just came out last week.
Yeah,
Aphelion.
I wanted to get that. I wanted to get that one.
Yeah, it's okay. To me, it's wait for a sale. It wasn't worth the $35 I paid for it, but I think if you can get it for 15, I think that would be a much more accurate pricing. And the thing I was gonna say is, the Don't Nod, that studio that developed Aphelion, they just did the game Jusant. And Jusant was incredible, man. The climbing in that game was awesome. And I just wish they would have taken some of those mechanics and applied them to this game. It would have made it 10
Oh
times better.
shit.
And they didn't do that. I'm like, what were you guys thinking? You should have been building off your old game. So I don't know what they're going. I don't know
And
what Donut
Jusant
is
ain't that
doing.
old. It just I
It
feel like
just
it
came
just
out.
came out.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I love Don't Nod. So does Nelson. We love what's the game that you stuck in 100 million hours, Nelson? The husband and wife, Ghost Hunters, the
Banishers.
Banishers. I really like Banishers. I've been thinking about playing it again because I didn't do everything the first time
I just tried
around.
the demo and I liked it.
And it's an interesting game, man. Right? You play as these couple who come to the New World in the 1600s, I think it was. Basically, the America, the colonies, and they're ghost hunters, and that's what they do. And you have to use detective skills and reasoning to figure out who committed the murder. But then the combat is action, and you can use a gun or melee, and it was a dope ass game. It was very unique. So don't
Ghostbusters in
nod.
the old century.
Yeah,
It's not a
Ghostbusters in the
top
old
tier game,
century.
but it's good. It does things good enough in each category to keep you interested and keep it like a little above
Yes.
average game.
Yeah, it's
I had the
fresh.
story so far when I played the demo, so
Yeah, dope game,
I
man.
put a lot
Dope
of hours
game.
into that game.
Yeah, I only played it for
I'll
like
probably get a
60 some
physical
hours.
version for that game, though. I like
You said what
physical, so I'm
version?
probably gonna get
Oh,
physical.
okay, physical version. I
Physical.
got you.
Yeah. But let me start this. Now that we got everything out of the way, what everybody's playing something a little bit different. We're playing similar shit too with Sorrows. Henry didn't say Sorrows, even though he's been playing Sorrows, which is weird. Why are you
Oh
disowning
yeah, I'm
Sorrows?
tripping. I'm tripping. I don't know.
Did Sorrows
I
touch
didn't
you
say
in your
that.
private
I didn't say
area? You don't want
Sorrows.
to talk about it? Like, what's going on?
Nah, Sorrow's pretty dope. I like it. I like it.
Okay, just making sure. Damn, like you didn't talk about it
Yeah,
like it was a black man in the room or something. Like, hold
that's
up.
crazy. I can't get
Hey
enough of
Will,
Exactly.
Sorrow
I
sound.
do have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So, I'm gonna be in this party, but I was gonna stop my guy stream. Is that okay? I just stay and listen to you guys while I
Yeah,
stream.
yeah, you can listen to us, man. Don't worry about it. Uh,
Okay.
let me start this off by going over a conversation that I don't know what the fuck is up with my cousin texting me at fucking 6 in the morning.
Oh
Joseph,
Oh, I'll
shit.
be
why you
pissed.
texting me at 6 in the fucking morning? Cuz like, don't you have a wife and baby? Like, that's probably it, right? The baby woke his
Yeah,
ass
that's
up
what.
and he's
Yeah,
like,
he up.
"Yo, let me text big bro." Like, you motherfucker. He said to me, "Hey, cuz, what's your at 6:28 to be specific? Hey, cuz, what's your opinion on having the regular PS5 versus a PS5 Pro?" And this is why I'm reading this conversation because I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna read the whole thing and tell you guys what I'm telling him, and I want to hear your opinions. Hey, Tyler, can you mute yourself and then unmute it whenever you're gonna hop back in?
Oh,
I wrote, or he says, I want those games like 007, Wolverine, GTA to their full potential. Potential. Would my PS5 limit them? I said, nah, bro. You are just fine with the PS5. He said, you sure? I said, I'm sorry. He said, it ain't much difference then. I then sent him a picture of a PS5 Pro and the cost, $899. And then I said, yes, I am sure, not for $900. And then he asked me, that's a disc version? Mind you, my cousin is a casual. Okay. He plays GTA, sometimes Call of Duty, but 2K is his main game. He will play a game like God of War or like Wolverine, but that's it. And then he
Yeah, he
asked
don't
me,
need no pro, bro.
that's what I said. Then he said, the disc version. And then I'm like, no, the disc is another $80. So you're talking about $1,000. And then he hit me with so what TV you think I should get then? And I'm like, hold up, you get your tax money? You got that new baby, so now you get that tax money?
That's my first advice. If anything, anybody, if I should get a PS5 Pro, which even before the price, if you don't have a top of the line TV, don't waste
Yep.
your money.
Yep. So that's what I hit him with, right?
If you don't have like a really good TV,
So then he says,
if you got a $400 Vizio, there's nothing wrong with that, but it ain't
Yeah.
worth getting if you got a.
so he's like,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
what TV should I get? He's like, I got a Samsung 4K. And then I was like, for your TV, just make sure it has HDMI 2.1, 120 hertz, and 4K. As long as you
And
have
VRR.
that, you are good. And VR, yes. He says, shit. let me check. So then he pulls up the specs for his TV, and he's got 4K, but he doesn't have 60 hertz, and he doesn't have VRR, and he doesn't have HDMI 2.1.
Then you gotta buy a new TV or don't buy it at all.
Yes. So then I
Wasting your
sent
money.
him a link to the TV that I own, and I tell him these are the specs that I have, these are the specs that you should have, and there it is. But the reason I bring up that conversation right away is because I got to thinking. If somebody, which just happened to me, if somebody asks you guys, is it worth going from a PS5 to a PS5 Pro right now? And let's assume they have the TV. Henry, what would you say?
I mean, I pretty much first I asked them like what games are they playing like to be, because if you just playing like 2K and shit, like nah,
Hey,
you cool where
Wolverine,
you at.
007. I'm gonna give you the same
Yeah,
games my cousin told me. Wolverine, 007, GTA, Call of Duty, 2K.
nah, I'm still saying nah, bro. I'm still saying nah. Um, I mean, if you just got it to throw away, then okay, cool. But if you don't, like, nah,
Nah,
I wouldn't.
he's
You
middle
cool.
class, bro. He can't just throw away $1,000 on a console just like that.
Well, yeah, nah. Like say for example, my cousin, he made he pretty well off. You know what I'm saying? He asked me about it, but all he plays Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He play Call of
Mhm.
Duty, and now he play Art Raiders. And he asked me about it. I was like, nah, you cool where you at?
Yeah.
And he just had it, so you know what I mean. He scooped it. You feel me? But
Okay.
if you ain't just got it like that, I'd be like, nah,
And
you
mind
cool.
you, you can still do 120 on Call of Duty on a regular PS5. So it ain't even
Yeah.
like you got to upgrade for that game specifically. Uh, what about you, Nelson? What would you say if somebody came up to you and asked you that same thing? I want to play 007. I want to play Wolverine. I want to play 2K, Call of Duty. Should I upgrade from my base PS5 to a PS5 Pro? And they have the TV. What would you say?
I would still say no at this point for two reasons. That big price increase, it brings it out of a good value, in my opinion. Plus, the longer you waited to get a PS5 Pro, the less you getting out of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Everyone's like, why'd you run out and get a Pro? I'm like, why? Same reason I go out and get a new console as soon as I can afford it or day one is because it's like, oh, you could have got that cheaper. I'm like, yeah, 3 years later I could get that bitch cheaper, but half the fucking generation's over.
Yeah.
You
And
gotta look at it that way too. You know what I'm saying?
so my thinking with my cousin wasn't just the fact that he's a casual gamer. He don't even know what frames per second is. You know what I mean? But for the games he's playing on a base PS5, you can already get the choice of 30 frames per second, 40 frames per second, 60 frames per second on all PlayStation first party titles, right? And then when you look at the other games that he's playing that are not PlayStation first party titles, the 2K, the Call of Duty, those games you can hit 60 and 120 no problem on a base PS5 any damn ways. So if we're talking about what much more can the PS5 Pro do for him? Maybe 4K 60, but it's like you're not really
You're
gonna
already
notice
getting
that
upscaled
difference.
60 anyways. You're not. Yeah,
Exactly.
you ain't got the TV to even really max out
So
what you
even
got
max
now.
that. Exactly. So I just told him like take that money, buy the TV. You're gonna see an upgrade off that alone, and you're gonna
Yep.
forget about the Pro.
Yeah. Don't even don't even think about a new system or upgrading a system until you got a TV that your TV is gonna make your PS5 look better than a Pro on a mediocre or low scale
Mhm.
TV.
And
Yep.
this is the same cousin that I just spoke to, and I have it recorded. He gave me the permission. I got it in my work phone. I don't, my work phone somewhere else, but I should have brought it because I did ask him about the PS6 and pricing and how much he's willing to pay, and he did say that he would buy a PS6 at $800 or $900 if it was that price. So, and which caught me off guard because I'm like, wait, he's a casual, and I figured casuals wouldn't pay that much. So it kind of threw a curveball at my thinking about pricing for the PS6 back then. But either way, that's aside from discussion.
Hey,
I
it's like me
really
with the PS3 though. Everyone's like, that thing's $500, and you want the big one, $600. I'm like, yeah, but I like fucking Blu-rays. I can
Mm-hmm.
play all my backwards compatible. I mean,
Yep.
this motherfucker
Hmm.
does everything. This thing,
Yep.
if I want to become a photographer, I could start with my photography. I mean, it had shit you didn't even really need to just play games, but it had multi. You know what I mean? A fucking Blu-ray player was $1,000, so it's like, yeah, I paid $600, but if I were to just go out and get a Blu-ray, I gotta spend $600. The fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's keep going with that PS3 talk because that's something that's very valuable about that PS3, especially the Fat Boy, is that you can play PS1, PS2, PS3
Not
games.
just play them, you can even insert your fucking memory cards and shit into, so I can bring my saves over
Exactly.
from goddamn 2 platforms ago.
And it's such a versatile console because at that time it's when they started to do you buy the game on PS3, you get it on Vita. You get it, you know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it did a lot.
You buy the classics to work on your PSP and shit.
Yep. So it was a phenomenal console. It was just a lot of money for the time, and PlayStation realized it, and they did a lot of shit to change a lot of those features that I really love.
That, like putting audio card or not audio cards, like the fucking the camera files. You know how you used to have those digital cameras. You could put those little SD things in there too and fuck with your photos and all that. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
But speaking of backwards compatibility,
Sony had a lot of little shit like that back then.
Yeah, they had Bluetooth before anybody knew what the fuck a Bluetooth was.
Oh yeah,
that shit had built-in Wi-Fi. Like, people always say that the PS3 was overpriced, but it was like, I don't know, if you got Wi-Fi, you gotta spend $100 on your Xbox just to get fucking Wi-Fi, and that motherfucker's on a dongle, and it's not nearly as good either. So it wasn't as bad as a ripoff as you think it was.
Mind you, that thing had 4 USB ports. It had a Blu-ray player. It had, it had things that when it came out,
backwards compatible. Like, everything worked. The memory cards, everything.
Yes, and the impressive thing about that console is I remember going to Circuit City with my dad to go buy a Blu-ray player, and it was like $400 just for him to watch Blu-ray movies.
When they first came out, I got the PS3 when it first came out. The cheapest one was a $999.99.
So super expensive shit. But the importance of having true backwards compatibility, right? Let's get into that for a second because I got an article here from GamesRant, and I'm not going to read it, but I'm just going to read the title. And it says, Xbox fans haven't been able to play classic Xbox 360 games for months. And why is that? I haven't been
able to do it for like 6 months.
So why is that? It's because the way that Xbox works with their backwards compatibility is if you stick a disc into your Series X, it doesn't read the game off the disc. It reads the license, which then gets you the digital version of that game so you can play it. So you're not playing it native, or you are playing it natively because you got it installed. How you would think the PS3 did it, right? And look at the difference now where we're in 2026. How you doing, John Vorkru, 6798? Look at the difference now in 2026 where that is what we call backwards compatibility versus a PS3. Did we have these issues with the PS3? Hell no. And for those of you guys that are saying, well, it hasn't happened to me, the question I got for you is, have you tried playing an Xbox 360 game on a Series X or on an Xbox One? Because we have Mr. Nelson here who just did it. Nelson, tell them about your story. What game? What happened?
I've had issues in the past, man. I got 3 copies of fucking Gears 2 just because, like, sometimes I just put the disc in and the shit, I've already played it, but it won't like let me play it. And then this weekend I picked up some classics. You can check out my channel and see what I picked up. And Luke put it in Sonic Unleashed, and I tried to play that bitch and install it, and it said your internet's working but the Xbox server's down, so you're shit out of luck. So I'm gonna try again later today.
Henry, what do you think about the problem that Nelson's having and the importance of actually having true backwards compatibility on a console? Do you think it's important, or do you think, like, okay, Nelson, it sucked for you, but it'll be back eventually? Stop making a big deal out of it.
Nah, I think what I think is the issue is because they made a point to advertise that feature. You know what I'm saying? So if you really pushing that feature,
and they always use the word native. That's the thing is, it's like, no, we have some backwards compatible through emulation. That'd be honest, but they always use the word native, like stream your games natively. What the fuck is native about streaming? What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, they gotta like it's something like that, and
you
putting that in the forefront of the people and giving people like, hey, this is the benefit of buying this. This is the reason why you want to buy this. You really got to make sure that stuff works, and you really should make sure it's what you say it is. I understand marketing and all that type of stuff, but at the same time, you are misleading folk because,
I honestly think they should call it backwards emulation.
you know what I'm saying? It might, of course, that don't sound as good though as,
It doesn't, but it's
back.
honest.
Yeah, it is honest, and obviously they're not going to be honest about it.
Hmm.
I
But
mean, don't
I
get me
think
wrong.
it's
I
tough.
give it
They
credit
really
though.
gotta.
It's one of the few things I give credit to Xbox for is they did go through the work and making some games so you could play backwards. A lot of it was because of the
Some.
situation they were in, but
Some.
yeah, very, very, very few. But everyone's like, "Oh, it's like 500 games." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's like 10%."
That's
dude, 8%.
nothing.
Yeah,
Shit,
but
just the one on the Xbox 360, there were 183, I think, games, or 160 something. Over 150 games released day one on the Xbox 360. Let that sink in.
I think it was
Between
closer to 500. The original Xbox was like 174, I think.
it could have been either way. That's a shit ton, and we're talking 20 years later, and you only have access to 100, or I mean,
Hmm.
around 500 games. That doesn't even cover the first fucking day of Xbox games release. So, is it backwards compatible? No, it ain't fucking backwards
It's backwards
compatible.
emulated.
It's backwards emulated, and even then, it doesn't give you what you want.
Hey man,
Because
that's
look,
on the big wigs to figure out, and the fans gotta to hold them accountable. But shout out to people like Nelson, and I think even you talked about it at one point.
Yeah, like you could play PlayStation Classics down on PS1 and PS2. That's emulation, but they don't tell you, oh, this game's native or not. At least I haven't seen it. Maybe they haven't. I missed it, but I ain't never heard them say native backwards compatible PS1 games, and it's like, no, it ain't.
no, it's
Hey,
I mean,
emulated,
granted, it's a lot better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just
but
don't
it's
gaslight me. You know
it
what I
really
mean?
isn't better than nothing because a lot of the same games that they're quote unquote emulating are the same fucking group of games that they're pulling to make remakes and remasters out of. So it's like, why would I go play a 30-year-old game when the new remake of it is coming out? Look at
Nah,
Bugsby
that's why
3D.
when
That's
people
just
say
coming out this month.
if it was the cost a lot of money, everyone's like, man, I really want PS3 backwards compatible. I was like, man, I used to bitch about that too, but now it's kind of pointless because most of the games I want to play, the games worth of shit have been remastered, remade, or are in the process.
That's literally what I just said.
No, it wasn't.
Henry, is that what I
No,
just
I was
said?
talking about the PS1 and 2 games.
Because you're saying nah, and then you said exactly what I said. I'm like, what? But anyways, let's continue on with this topic because we had the DRM issue that happened with PlayStation. These two will lead into each other. Um, so this week with PlayStation, we got some screenshots of some dude who did some tests on his modded PS4 and saw that his PS4 licenses had an expiration date of 30 days where he had to check back in online. Everybody went crazy with thinking that PlayStation is going to take away their games and shit, which is completely fucking idiotic, right? But the question still stands with digital gaming. And finally, a PlayStation marketing guy came out and said, no, you just have to do one check. Well, technically two. When you buy the game and then 14 days later. Why 14 days? Is because the PlayStation refund policy is 14 days. Because what guys were doing is they're buying the game, somehow copying the license, refunding the game, and then after the 14 days, they would get a permanent license for that game. So in order to patch that out, PlayStation is now giving you a I'm sorry, vice versa. PlayStation is now giving you a temporary license when you buy a digital game as of March, and then after the 14-day period ends, then they give you the permanent license. And that's when you have to do the online check, and then you no longer have to do any more online checks. All right. But then that brings up the question. In digital video games, you are not buying the game. You are buying the license to play that game. So it's not really you owning the game, even though it feels like it. My biggest problem with that situation is that digital game owners, not all, but a lot of them were really surprised about this. They felt like the world was ending. I was confused on why they felt that way because what you thought you can take your digital games with you forever? But even more, this brought up to light a lot of different things. And that's what I want to get into tonight with the boys. Not the DRM specifically, even though we are going to talk about that. But I was watching a podcast a couple of days ago, and it was Smooch's podcast. And I never thought I would say this, but holy shit, that I agree with that singer. Oh my God. The hell has frozen over. The world is now upside down. North America's in South America. Australia is no longer in the down under. They're in the up top. I agreed with that singer. Oh my goodness. I never thought today. What do I agree with that singer about? So a couple of the guys on there were saying shit like, people should have waited for confirmation first before they went all crazy. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, wait a minute. And shout out to Death Singer, he brought this up. He took the thought right out of my head. He said, wait a minute. You guys have been talking about PlayStation pulling their games from PC, but yet we haven't heard anything confirmed about that, but yet y'all ran with it. Let's start with that one. Henry, does Death Singer make a point with that one?
Yeah, he does make a point with that. But you know how it is, bro. We gon' whatever give us the most confirmation bias, that's what we're gonna go with. Mm-hmm. People like to pick and choose, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if it's something that go along with their thought processes already, then they're more apt to like speak positively of it. If it's something they already feel negative about, and something negative happens, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
I kind of stayed out of that whole thing because it ain't really my wheelhouse. I was waiting to see, you speak on it because I know you actually care about that type of shit. And that's where I was at. A lot of people, I feel like a lot of people are fake giving a fuck about it, like how they tend to do on the internet.
Yeah.
They don't really care. It's just what's popping in the news right now, so that's what they're gonna speak on. So I kind of stayed out of it, unless I seen something like Joker, make fun of. In which case I jump in, but it wasn't like nothing serious.
Yeah. What about you, Nelson? Does that singer make a point with that one? People haven't confirmed the whole PlayStation pulling.
He did, but then the people that kind of went on him made a damn good point too. Like they was like, when was Jason Schreier wrong? And he was like, well, he was wrong about this one thing 7 years ago. And they're like, no, he was right. Yeah. He was like, well, fuck y'all then. The motherfucker, when he says something that like. You don't have to like the guy, but you gotta admit when someone's credible or not.
Yeah, and that was the next thing I was gonna bring up is that that argument they brought back to him.
Put it this way: if Jez Gordon came out and said PlayStation's pulling fucking games off of PC, I would say PlayStation is putting more fucking games on PC.
Big time.
You know what I'm saying?
Big time. Big time.
Like that is confirmation that the fucking absolute opposite is happening.
Big time. Yeah, and you're absolutely 100% right. Coming from Jason, there is credibility there, even if he ends up being wrong, because he's right. He's shooting, he's right a lot of the times. Yes. And then I like how Desinger tried to bring up the Diablo from 2019. I was like, my guy, games get delayed all the fucking time. Like, he could have had the right information, and then they said, oh, well, we're just going to delay it for later. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that happens. So that was a stupid thing to bring up. But the other thing that really pissed me off about that part of the podcast was I forget his name, the older guy, the Indian dude, the teacher, Weiss. Shout out to Weiss.
Weiss.
And this really like got on my nerves when he said this because let me tell you what he said. Well, there's two things. The first thing he said is, because they were talking about the whole thing where PlayStation hands the game to, or Shuhei hands a PlayStation physical game to the other guy and said, this is how you share games with your friends. And he just hands in the game. And, the Xbox were like, oh, yeah, this is Xbox moment of doing the same shit. When it's like, no, my guy, because PlayStation physical games still have the fucking game on the disc. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what they're referring to. But Weiss said that was 10 years ago. The things that happened 10 years ago are completely irrelevant because so much shit changes. Everything's got DRM. I agree. But isn't that the whole point? Is that shit changes? So yeah, you have ownership right now, today. You only got to do one check-in today. But then what about 10 years from now? How is that going to change? And then a second thing that he said that really pissed me off is it's just the way it is. What? It's just the way it is. What does that even fucking mean? It's just the way it is. So we just don't push shit to move it forward and make it better. It's just the way it is. What, like, oh, slavery is just the way it is. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
that's the dumbest shit I've heard in my life.
Slavery went on across the world. That was like, it was funny because I was watching a thing on slavery, and it was like the only thing every continent on the planet and island on the planet always had in common is everyone had slaves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody enslaved each
They never
other.
met anyone else around the world, but they all had slavery. But hey, if we would have just been like, yo, it is the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
But that took me back. Like, when I heard him say it, and the crazy part is that everybody else agreed
Even
with
the
him.
Easter Island had slavery. That shit's crazy. The island's like 6 miles long.
Everybody in that fucking podcast agreed with him. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, what? So it's just the way it is that PlayStation could potentially just say, we're going to shut this game off, or we're going to take this game away. And then the other thing that really, it's just the way it is, right? And then the other thing that really irked me is from Nib. Going back to the, it should have been confirmed. He was going so hard against the people that quote unquote overreacted, right? And yeah, you should have got confirmation. This is ludicrous from the get-go. I can't believe people believe this shit. Everybody jumped into it, pulling CMOS batteries and shit. And I'm thinking, but wait, why is it ridiculous that they jumped to it? Why are you acting like this hasn't happened before?
Well, yeah, did they say in the fucking software update, yeah, this is a new policy change, blah, 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 like companies aren't always trying to fucking backdoor you in the ass when you're fucking not looking?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So I use some examples in my video from today, but I have way more examples here for you guys today because this isn't anything new. This has happened before. So when all these digital gamers, which by the way, I'm making fun of them, like, why are you freaking out, my guy? But they're freaking out. My theory is that reality kind of hit them in the face a little bit of the possibility of something like this happening, even though all digital, including myself, I'm a digital game because, you know what I mean, I buy digital games and I know this is a possibility. But I think that this whole situation made it a little bit more real to them. But let's start with Amazon. They remotely deleted 1984 and Animal Farm from Kindles in 2009. Sony, the company that we're literally talking about right now, yanked hundreds of purchased Studio Canal movies like John Wick from PlayStation libraries in 2022. License expired. Ubisoft shut down the Crew servers in 2024. The entire game, even single player, became unplayable, which created the Stop Killing game movement. That's something that's literally going on right now. We just talked about it in the podcast last week. Shout out to Stop Killing Games. Sony, again, bought Disney shows from PS5 libraries in late 2023.
Act like we don't know it's inevitable already that this is going to be tried in the future.
Exactly. The Ultraviolet,
100%.
Entire fucking library. Ultraviolet. Remember when you used to buy a movie and the digital code came in there? And they used to charge you like $10 more to get that digital code. Now you can have the physical of the movie and the digital version of that movie. All those libraries gone. You paid extra $10 for how many fucking movies? Back then, when I was heading to the Marvel cinematic universe, you know, when Iron Man died, all that shit, I used to pay the $10 on purpose so I can have the physicals at home and I can watch movies when I'm traveling. Because back then I traveled for work. And that's what I did. I used to take my laptop. I will put fucking, you know, Iron Man 2, watch it, Captain America, watch it, whatever. And I paid the extra $10.
I lived months of my life with nothing to do but a digital DVD player because I got out of basic and AIT and I got to my unit and they were like, don't fucking buy nothing, we're leaving. All I had for months on months fucking was a portable DVD player because it was stupid to buy anything because I was leaving anyways. That's all I had was fucking a case of DVDs and a fucking DVD player. That's it.
And let me bring up a point that David said here. He said, did anyone ever bother to look at the reasons? Companies only do this stuff due to, one, they are trying to stop a loss of money, or two, regulators force them to do it. And that's exactly what I said earlier, is that the reason PlayStation switched to this new way of doing it is because People were pirating the license, waiting for that 14-day period to end, and then you do your checking and the game is good for you, right? Because people were asking for the refund, somehow copying this license, and then getting their money back, and then still keeping the license. That's why they did this. But this is just a situation of the small few. You're going to make a rule like this where you can possibly take away ownership for the small few. I did the numbers. I don't know how accurate this is, but yearly, PlayStation's losing about $500 million to piracy. I don't know how accurate that is, but that gives us a good number to talk about real quick. Because 6 months ago, I did the same numbers for Nintendo, because everybody's saying Nintendo's doing the right thing by bricking consoles and doing all this shit, right?
PCs in general being in the world makes life cost more money because
More money.
I gotta pay banking fees. You know why? Because of all the goddamn cyber things they have and stolen identities and all that fucking chaos that happens with cyber shit. They need extra money for fees because to help cover the goddamn cost of all that shit.
Yeah. Well, and David, I understand
There's no bigger terrorism in the world than fucking cyber terrorism.
I understand what David is saying. It's not about what's happening now. It's about what the potential of it happening later on, or how widespread it can get. But at the same time, it's like, that's not my problem. I bought it fair and square. Why do I got to get punished? But this whole situation of people are overreacting is complete fucking bullshit.
You know
And
what
the
it
fact
reminds
that
me of?
every single
Because
pony on that podcast was agreeing with Nib, like, yeah, they're fucking retards, like this shit hasn't happened before, is completely fucking moronic, and it shows that these people are biased as fuck, which we are all biased, but they're taking it to the extreme of protecting.
Yeah, I was getting mad during that episode, to be honest with you.
Sorry to cut you off, Nelson. Go ahead.
You know it's fucking inevitable that they're gonna try this because they're going to want to protect themselves. They're going to want to be able to control how everything comes in and out, which I get, but I'm not going to like it. I don't have to fucking sit and agree with it.
And not just that, I can almost guarantee you that they can come up with a way that works for both, for them and us. But we all know that they don't want to invest the time or money to do it that way. They want to do it what's most cost effective for them and the safest for them at the same time. And they are just disregarding everything about us to the point where they don't want to go too far before they start losing customers, because PlayStation is the majority of Sony's money. So if PlayStation goes under, well, Sony probably is going to go under with them. So when they come up with these things, they're trying to protect not just PlayStation, but Sony as a whole. And I understand that. But at the same time, the majority of us, we're not stealing shit. When I heard that people
You know
are...
what it reminds me of, to be honest with you? It's kind of like the inconveniences of life I have to go to. Like, I go to Walmart and I got a fucking pair of drawers and I got to walk up to and have her goddamn unlock some goddamn razors or fucking goddamn underwear and have her take it up front so I can go buy it because other people in society.
Yep.
I fucking hate it.
But it's the crazy thing about all
I pay
this
for my shit.
is that when I found out that people are copying the license some way, getting their refund, and then getting a permanent license, look, everybody here is in gaming. We stay up to date with the news. We talk to hundreds, if not thousands, of different gamers from all over the world. Not one time, guys, has somebody told me, hey, Will, how about you get a game this way? It'll be cheap or free. Not once. I've never even knew this was possible. And I speak to more gamers than the average person combined. Anyways, Henry, what do you think about this situation? Am I tripping for thinking that, these guys are wrong for calling out people for freaking out? Or are they right? Do you think that they are right to call them is right or wrong?
No, I think it's just something to talk about. I don't even think they really care. You know what I'm saying? It was just an opportunity to say, haha, you should have waited. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know what? If nobody would have said, because I got to bring this up right now before I forget. If no one would have said nothing about this shit right now, how long would it have been before they just made it fucking permanent?
Facts.
That's my question. Nobody answered that. I haven't heard anybody else bring that up. If this would have went, they put this shit in Spawn Wave and whoever else made videos. How long, if they would have been after like a year, they would have been like, nobody even addressed this. We can just make this permanent.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
You don't think they would have? I would have.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I owned the business, I would have fucking been like, yo, they didn't even say nothing. Let's just fucking do it permanent.
Let's just do it. And look how long it took PlayStation to come out with a statement, meaning they didn't have nothing planned. They reacted to the outrage, right? They weren't planning on coming out and saying nothing. And they never do. PlayStation's always quiet about a lot of shit. But because the online pushback was so strong,
they're not gonna proactive it. They're gonna reactive it.
Exactly.
There's no reason for them to react. They're not gonna. They're gonna push to the next level, and the next level, and the next level, and the next level.
But what do you think about that, Henry? Because you are a digital gamer for the most part. What do you think about all this that's been happening with the DRM?
I mean, like I said, to me, I'm not really pressed about it, honestly. I play a new game, I beat it in a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I move on. I don't replay games. Usually after I beat a game, I go ahead and uninstall it, and I won't ever install it or touch it again. That's why when I spoke about it, I referred to people like you, because you revisit games all the time. You replay the same game every year. You know what I mean? You'll pop
I'm replaying Metro right now.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't do that. I'm not one of those type of individuals who, how like some people will go to the theater and go see the same movie 3-4 times. Like I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with the first experience. Even, like Vanquish, one of my top 5 Dead or Alive games. I only just now replayed that last year after since the 360. You know what I'm saying? So it's just super rare that I do that type of stuff. And, I like to let the people who it affects speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't manufacture outrage I can't manufacture that type of stuff. If I'm not mad or I don't care, I just I step back. It's plenty of people who will speak on it with passion and be for real. That's the main thing I was seeing that I really didn't like. Because I was seeing stuff. I'm like, this individual really don't give a fuck about this shit. You know what I'm saying? They just own it just because it's the shit right now. They really don't give a fuck. This motherfucker, you know what I mean? Well, I think I seen somewhere where somebody said something about some of the people that were complaining were PC gamers.
Yeah.
And they were just hopping on the bandwagon. And I'm like, bro, I feel that because I just wasn't rocking with with 100% of the people speaking about it was 100% of the people that it was affecting, or they really cared.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just took a step back because it wasn't my lane. You feel me? So
yeah,
I refer to y'all because y'all care. You know what I mean? And I know y'all care. That's a big difference.
And it's just we shit on Death Singer all the time. Not all the time on this podcast, but we bring him up enough. Because he's and those guys were right when they called off Death Singer. They're like, why do you care? You're not even gonna play Wolverine. You're not even gonna play Sorrows. Like, you don't care about none of these games, right? And at the same time, I'm saying the same shit. It's like, why do you guys care about this DRM shit? Like, you're why are you making fun of people that do care about it? You don't give a fuck. You're digital gamers. To you, that's it's the best thing ever and whatever. But it really. Once again, I really don't give a shit about the DRM thing because I buy physical. I already know what's up. I already know what may happen. And I've been preparing myself for it for a decade now. You know what I mean? And I even created a channel around basically physical fucking video games. I didn't intend it to be that way. I really just want to talk about gaming, but people really fuck with the physical games. And that's what really got me popular is, will the game play with no internet?
Mm-hmm.
That is the question. That is what people want to see from me. Yeah, my other videos get great views. My pickup videos.
Hey, does it play? I was like one of their first 500 followers.
Bro, doesitplay.org reached out to me. They sent me a DM and we talked for a little bit. It's important to them. It's important to me. It's important to a lot of people. What people don't understand real quick about, and I don't know if digital gamers care about this or not, and maybe they see us physical gamers as weirdos because we're very vocal about it, but it's the same shit. You buy a house, but you don't really own it because you got to pay taxes for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
You don't really ever own nothing in life because the government technically owns everything.
Owns everything.
If you don't pay for your car, even if your car's paid off, you didn't pay your tabs, you can't drive that shit.
Can't drive it. You catch a case, you're selling drugs, you want to buy out. Government don't want cash. They want your property. They want your cars. That's what they want for you to be out
Yeah,
on bail.
you get a D-dub, you don't just go to jail. They go to jail and they take your car.
Yes. But when you look at it from that perspective, you know, I have over 600 physical video games. I got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars invested in that. And let's fuck the DRM for a second. Fuck DRM. Let's just say PlayStation's never ever gonna take your games away DRM wise. But you know what else PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo does? They suspend your account. They block your account. You do something that they don't like, and guess what happens? You lose those fucking games there as well. The only way PlayStation can take my games if they physically send somebody to knock on my door, I let them in, and they grab each PlayStation first party fucking game out of my collection and take it with. That is the only way that's going to happen. And I'm not going to let them in all willy-nilly. And that is the difference that I'm talking about. In the video that I posted today, I think I said it best. And I think Henry is leaning to that when he said earlier that he plays it one time, he doesn't give a fuck about it. You know, he let people like me talk about it. Is my son right now, he is playing Minecraft. I see him. William, bedtime in 40 minutes. He is playing, and brush your teeth.
I think my kids are in the bedroom playing something.
Or eat whatever you're going to eat right now, because I know all of a sudden you get hungry.
When we were starting this podcast, Marcus kept hitting me on the arm, and we were doing like a pre-show or whatever, and I was like, what the hell do you want? He's like, I just gotta let you know, I beat Mario Wonder today, baby.
Facts. And that's fucking cool as shit. We get to experience that with our kids. But
I was like, man, I wish I could just sit around and play goddamn video games all day like you. Like, goddamn,
so do I. But a couple weeks ago, we had the experience that I'm about to talk about. My son right now is 10 years old. Right now, he plays nothing but fucking mobile gacha games. You know,
yes, sir.
Minecraft. Fucking, he told me about this game coming up. An umbrella. William, what was the name of that game they were telling me? The one that's coming on Steam that doesn't 2026. Moonbrella. What is the game about? It's a Metrovania game. Is it a live service game? You don't know? Okay. Moonbrella. I don't fucking know what that is. I'm guessing it's got something to do with an umbrella, right? But he's going to play that fucking thing. He's going to try to play socially, drop it after X amount of time, and move on. Because he's looking at it from a social aspect. But as he starts to get older... Go ahead.
It's a single-player games, but our kids like to play, what do you call
with
it? Poppy's
people.
Playtime.
Yeah.
And they like to show each other their screens and shit.
Yep. But eventually, he's going to get a little bit older. And guess what? He's going to want to check out Horizon, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, all these games.
You know why? He always says,
hold on.
Kids are playing Fortnite and blah, blah, blah. I'm always like, yeah, but you know what? Kids grow up. Like, fuck.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
He's going to want to play
Nobody
those
ever
games.
mentions that. Well, kids don't play those games. I'm like,
but
kids aren't fucking kids forever, bitch.
We just talked about The Crew, which has a single-player aspect of it, delisted. We have Battlefield Hardline, delisted. We have John Wick Hex, delisted. Jurassic Park, delisted. We have so many games
delisted game tomorrow
that are getting delisted. So my son will be able to grab any game from my collection when he reaches the age that he has that interest, grab it and play it and experience it. I think every single person here can agree that video games are art.
Yep.
Imagine a movie, your favorite movie from when you were a kid, whatever, The Lion King, and you can't get it. They delisted that fucking movie. That movie molded my childhood. I remember watching that in school in the second grade, crying when I first saw it. And then at the end,
Old Yeller, baby.
They gave us
Old Yeller.
Planet Hollywood tickets, brochure, little coupons to get the movie for free rental. My dad didn't have a Planet Hollywood fucking subscription. He had a Blockbuster subscription, but the ticket was for Planet Hollywood. I made my dad take me to Planet Hollywood. We were there for 3 hours while he signed up. Mind you, my dad doesn't speak English. All to get me the fucking movie that I just saw at school. That's how much it impacted me, and that's how much he wanted to do something for his kid, that he sat there, not being able to talk English, for 3 fucking hours on a school night to get me that fucking movie for $3 off. You know what I mean? That's how much the fucking movie costs. $3 rental. You're telling me I won't be able to have that experience with my kid, all because I bought a game digitally? And look, if you don't care about that, that is fine. But I pay $70 for this game. I don't give a fuck if I only play it one time. It's mine. I bought it. All the hours that I worked, that I took abuse from my boss. I did the thing I didn't want to do. The waking up early, the skipping lunch, or eating, sacrificing my health so I can get to work faster and getting some shitty fast food just to make the money, just so I can buy this fucking game. And then they say, oh, it's just a numbers game. Sorry, kid. We're going to have to take these games away from you. Which, once again, this isn't a hypothetical. They have.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation has taken our content away from us. And they do
Concord.
it almost yearly. Concord. They do it yearly. Yearly. And I'm not talking about a video game getting delisted. I'm talking you bought something, they take it away from you. And how people are out here making it seem like that's not a big deal.
I can't play Warhawk. I can't play Drive Club, or at least online anyways.
Please, how is that not a big deal? And yeah, exactly, Hero. Full price or not, you paid for it. I don't care if I bought a digital game for $1, which that's the majority of my digital collection is $10 and under. I don't care if I got it 50% off and I paid $4 for it. It's mine. It took me 10 minutes of work to earn that fucking money. So whether you disagree with how PlayStation goes on about it, and look, I'm also not sitting here saying PlayStation doesn't have the right to protect itself. I definitely think they should protect themselves.
I get it.
1,000%.
Like
but I'm also saying
that's why I hate computers so much, man. Like,
I'm just saying, put a little bit more effort. Put a little bit more effort into it. There's a way to make things easier for your consumer and yourselves. It just takes time, a little bit of money, and thinking outside the box. But either way, I want to stop this DRM conversation because I'm just over it. Once again, I wasn't mad with this DRM thing. It was more of like, why are you guys freaking out? Don't act like you didn't know this was a possibility when you bought all those games digitally. Like, come on, be for real. It's just the overreaction of it by digital gamers who knew what they were signing up for. I just don't think that there isn't many out there that didn't know or had absolutely no idea that something like this could happen. Guess what? Not only is it going to happen, but it's going to happen a lot. And as the years go on, now that the video game industry is getting more mature, and I will put digital video games in the teenager stage, right? Because we haven't seen the full experience of a full-grown cycle. Because think about it, digital games are a new thing. It started really towards the PS3 era, where you can buy PS3 games digitally. So we really haven't seen the longevity of something like this in comparison to the age of the video game industry, which is 50, 60 years old. But things are going to change. They're going to change fast. We saw with Nintendo this console generation. Even though people say, oh, PlayStation and Xbox can break your console too. Yeah, but Nintendo's the first one to actually do it and do it in large amounts. That so much so that it's breaking news. So I don't know. The world is changing, guys. So therefore, protect yourself, protect your investment. Yes, video games are a fucking investment because there's games I have in my collection that I paid $20 for, and now they're worth $100. Now they're worth $200.
I'm picking up a game tomorrow that's probably going to be worth a lot in a few years.
Exactly. So they are a fucking investment. And even if you don't...
What game is that now?
It's Transformers Devastator.
Oh, how much you getting it for?
40.
That's actually not bad.
I could probably turn around and sell it for more tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. That's a hot seller. But anyways, moving on. Just protect yourself, protect your wallet. Even if you don't see it as a monetary thing, I see it as an investment into my kids, myself, my family. This is video games is a part of me. It's one of my favorite hobbies. It's when I die, people are gonna say Dad was hardworking. He never missed a day. He was always handling his responsibilities. He loved gaming on the side on his free time. He loved hanging out with his kids. So that's the bigger picture of Will 777JP. That all these little things make me as a whole. No matter how small that piece is, it still is a piece. So I take it very serious because guess what? Spending 1,500 hours, 2,000 hours a year playing video games, That's a big chunk of your life right there. Add that up all the years. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We talk about it in this podcast every single fucking week.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gave up all my other hobbies basically just
Christmas,
so I could
what is it?
so I could
Christmas
spend more time
'97.
gaming.
I got my PS1, and I remember what my mom was
Christmas
cooking for
'89, I was in
breakfast.
my
And
Batman underwear getting my
exactly.
NES.
So
My
don't.
birthday, I was in the car getting my Super Nintendo for my birthday. My dad said I was punished, but I knew damn well he would have just beat my ass and destroyed my Nintendo and not traded that bitch in, so I knew
Mhm.
what was going on.
Yep. So don't act like it's not important. It doesn't affect you because it does. All right, let's move on. We talked about Xbox backwards compatibility. We talked about PlayStation DRM. Um, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, which is coming to PS
Yep.
Plus. But the
Yep.
IP, I don't know if you guys, I think I mentioned this briefly, but the studio got shut down. The game didn't do that well. And now we found out that the IP is getting
But it
sold
was
for.
on Game Pass. I thought Game Pass made everything profitable.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
That was sarcasm.
Yeah, I know. The IP is selling for $4.5 million. Somebody actually bought it. Henry, what do you think? Is that a lot of money for Wu Chang Fallen Feathers? Is it too little? What do you think about that? And do you think that the studio did the right thing in getting rid of, or the publisher did the right thing in getting rid of the IP instead of giving it to somebody else to work on it?
To be honest, I think more companies should do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's an IP you ain't
Yeah, I know. It's
interested
shit you're
in,
just fucking sitting on. Like
yeah, I think
some
more
some
more companies
smaller
should do it
publisher might want that. Like
for sure.
Activision or Xbox, sell prototype. You know goddamn well you ain't never gonna do nothing with it.
Yeah, bro. I'm
Actually,
with
sell
all
all
that.
your goddamn IP. You ain't never gonna make nothing good out of nothing. We've learned that.
But yeah, I think it's cool. You know what I mean? Especially if it was a situation where they actually sat down and made the decision, because it's like we could use the money, we're not gonna use it. You know, somebody else could use it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and offload it. And it
Yeah, you
seems
just been
like
sitting on
from
it
the
for 20
people,
years. Like, get a
Well,
couple
Henry,
$1,000,000 out of it.
do you think
Fuck.
$4.5 million is a good amount of money? Too little? Too much?
and I think it's a good price, to be honest with you. I think it's a good price.
It's not
Um,
that much of a risk, and it's not a big selling game. So it's like, you know what I
and
mean?
plus, I
It's a
mean, the people who I know of that did play the game, they like the game. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so I think, and you talk about small, but so you invested 4 million into the game. I mean, the IP. You put another. I don't know how much it cost them to produce the game, but I don't imagine it cost. It was less than 100 million, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was
So
less than 100.
you could continue that franchise for well under budget and make money. Depending on where you took the story next and what you did with it, but
Yeah.
I think it's a good price, a good buy, and more companies should do it.
And part of the reason I bring up this game Wu Chang is because this game, I think, and you're right, I've heard the same thing from a couple of people who have played it, is that they liked the game and the game was pretty good. It just didn't sell that well. And I think that part of the reason it didn't sell that well is that how people have uh, fatigue for live service games. I think people are starting to get fatigued with Souls games.
Mhm.
What do you think about that, Henry?
I think there's some truth to it. I think there's some truth to it. I think people kind of looked at the success of Elden Ring in kind of like an unrealistic kind of way. Because
Mm-hmm.
that one game of the year, everybody and their mama ran to make one a Souls game, and
Mm-hmm.
generally, whatever win game of the year, that's gonna set the trend for whatever
Mm-hmm.
everybody else gonna make. But you know, people kind of played it, got into Elden Ring and played it and realized that ain't really a genre they want to be in as far as playing the games. They just leave it to from software. But I want to speak to what Hero said. They will make an anime, and maybe I think it would make for a good anime. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
they
another
get to,
thing. You don't even have to make a game out of it. It could be a cartoon. It could be a fucking an anime movie. It could be, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, they can put that. They can put a
You're
little
looking at
anime
too much
together.
from that. Like an IP, you can use for all kinds of shit.
Yeah, you can do manga, comics, whatever,
Yeah.
and you can get your money back off of it. Especially like I said, 4 million. As
Yeah.
far as business and company, that 4 million ain't that much. You know what I mean? To us, it's a lot, but to these companies, 4 million ain't nothing. And
No. Yeah.
they can flip that into anime,
Hey.
throw that joint on Netflix. You
For a
know what I'm
lot of
saying? And then
companies, that's 1 month's worth of upkeep. Paying rent, salaries, whatever. That's just 1 month.
yeah, so I think it's a good situation overall. They could definitely turn it around because you make a good anime or a manga and it pop off, people gonna run back and buy the game. You know what I'm saying? Now you cleaning up off a game that's already made.
Yeah, look at that. What's that one anime Sony makes for Netflix or whatever? That shit costs like 20 million. They're making fucking stupid money off that.
Well, you know what?
'Cause
Well, this has nothing to do with gaming, but
I
something
can't remember
Sony
the name of
did.
it. I don't watch Korean fucking K-pop or some shit like that.
Oh,
You know
K-pop
what I'm talking about?
Bounty
Demon
Yeah,
Hunter,
Slayers.
Demon Hunter.
yeah.
But something that Sony did is they bought what's that Crackle or whatever, the anime fucking
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll, and
Yeah.
and they made not only are they charging a ridiculous amount now, but they also like went after all the websites that had like anime. They bought as many as they could. The rest they shut them down for copyright or stealing the IP in some way, shape, or form. And they basically got rid of as much competition as they fucking could, and then raised the price on Crunchyroll. And now the only
Yeah,
way to
it went up a couple weeks ago, I think.
yeah,
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 because I got an email about it because
yeah.
I was paying like $7.99, I think. Now I got to pay like $12.
And the other thing too is a lot of, and I don't know how true this is or not, but a lot of people who I've been watching videos are saying that not only did Sony did this, but they're also putting in the least amount of effort possible. So no English dub and a lot of shit, only subtitles or just like half done. So they created a monopoly and then they said, okay, we're not gonna make this better. We're not gonna, you know what I mean? Which is why competition is extremely, extremely important. But I wanted to bring up Crunchyroll and or not Crunchyroll, but Wu Chang, or that's not what's called, Wu Chang,
Fallen
Fallen
Feathers.
Feathers, because of the IP question in specific, and Nelson really handled it. Where I think a lot more studios should do that. They should fucking sell the IP that they're not using, that they have no plans to do. And I understand that by them keeping it is a business decision as well. By keeping a popular IP takes it off the hand of the competition. But once again, if you're one of three major console holders, like why would you do that, Henry? Why do you think the Xbox, for example, does that? Where they specifically go out there, buy studios just to shelf them, shelf the IP, shelf the studio itself. Why?
I think they
I
enjoy it.
don't know. Yeah, I think it's just IP hoarding. You know what I'm saying? I got it and you can't get it unless
Eventually, we'll buy all the IP, and you'll have to buy from us.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It could be
Fucking-
some kind of corporate gatekeeping type of thing going on. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I would
Yeah,
if
well,
I'm
there
not
ain't a
gonna
whole
use it,
lot
I
of
would
new
just
good ideas fucking coming out these days.
what
So,
you talking about, man? We just got
oh,
Pragmata, my
Pragmata,
boy.
yeah, I know, but name one before that, like Cyberpunk, maybe 5 years
Uh
ago.
shit. You know what you might
Witches
be
from a
on to
book.
something.
Remember
You might be on
Mass
something.
Effect, like 15 years ago.
Well, Elden Ring a new IP, newish.
Is it?
It's
It
amalgamation
is.
of. It's a
Is
new
it?
IP.
Yeah, it
You know
is.
what I'm
It's
saying?
that Demon Souls.
Nah, bro, it's Elden
I
Ring is
mean, they're all the
different.
same
Nah,
to me.
that's all the same.
It's all the same. But yes, technically it is new. They even got that writer.
The guy from Game of Thrones, I forget his
Yeah,
name.
I don't know why the fuck they got him. That game ain't got no fucking stories. All it's got is journals for you to read.
That's what I'm saying. Really? Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
but yeah, very interesting, guys. Because yeah, Wu Chang, I could have sworn it did well, but I guess it didn't. And yeah, the game looked interesting, but because it is a Souls, I completely skipped it and said, "Fuck it,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
I
get that."
won't play it. So,
Yeah. Uh,
Well, we get to play it for free now in Plus.
no, I
yes.
ain't.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I may check it out. We'll see. But last two
Yeah, I'm gonna check
topics,
it out.
guys. Real quick. So the first one that I want to get into, and then we'll finish it off with exclusives and all that. But the first one is GTA 6. The CEO, Stratus Zelnick, made a statement. I'm sorry, my voice is cracking. I'm going through puberty. Made a statement that he is nervous with the release of GTA 6. Part of the reason he's nervous is because it's been such a long time since the previous Grand Theft Auto game, that he's just nervous how the expectations are going to be too high. And when he said that,
Nah,
I'm
he's
thinking,
nervous because he's got the GDP of a fucking small country on that motherfucker.
and
That's
I'm
why he's
thinking,
nervous.
well, he brings that up too. He brings up the money part as well, so it's not just the one thing. But the first thing he said is because of
I know
expectations.
GDP of goddamn Chile.
But
Fucking.
the thing is you weren't nervous whenever you were fucking making billions off GTA per year that you didn't care to fucking push for GTA 6. So fuck you for that. But secondly, it's what Nelson said. The GDP is just ridiculous. This could make or break fucking that company. Henry, what do you think about Zelnick's fucking? It's been a expectation the whole expectation comment that makes him nervous. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, we do got high expectations of this. It's been a long time, and
Yep.
you know, a lot of money going into it, a lot of fan anticipation going into it, and each time they dropped a new GTA, it's always been bigger and better. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, obviously people, and it's Rockstar, you know what I'm saying? People hold Rockstar in a high regard, super high regard, and it's it's just what comes with it. Just what comes with it. You know, when you want at the top, and I do consider them one of the top developers on the earth. That's the expect. It's gonna come with it. You
Yep.
know, you put out these type of games, people love them and buy them and play them over the course of what 2 generations at this point.
Yeah.
You know,
Fucking almost 3.
I bought GTA 5 twice. You know, some people have bought it more than twice.
Oh yeah.
You know, so and it was a good game. You know, so it just is what it is. He gonna have to get over that, and you know, that just come with the territory. I'm sure. You know, Naughty Dog. I mean, Neil Druckmann may be nervous. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the head of Insomniac? I forget who the head of them is, but I'm sure when Wolverine come out, they're gonna be nervous. This is what it is.
Oh, I guarantee you.
Publicly said it, but
I guarantee you the Streknik is more nervous than all those guys combined. I'm like Nelson, he got a GDP of a small country, and it's
Yeah.
been fucking a decade and a half since the last GTA. But like I said, I blame them. It's your fault. You can't be crying about how I mean, he's not crying. He's just. But I'm like, bro, keep it to your fucking self.
He just. Yeah,
Yo, even
exactly.
if that
That's
game
what I said. I
hits,
would have never.
that game
said
still
that.
they're still not out of the woods because the type of money they got invested in that, they are dependent on that game being a fucking a hit, like a reoccurring fucking mammoth for years.
And I hope it doesn't happen.
Their whole company rides on that.
I hope it doesn't
shit.
happen. I hope they fucking fail. I mean, I'm not saying I hope the game sucks. I hope the game is good, but I hope that the single player aspect is what thrives in that fucking game. These fucking people, man,
Well, there's a
they
lot
are
of
the
business.
problem that the video game industry is like this. It's all about the numbers. They want to increase numbers unrealistically. They want to, that reoccurring shit. It's like, it's not easy to do that. So stop fucking creating your whole business plan on that fucking model of reoccurring business to such incredible amounts. It's like it doesn't
I know,
make any
Rockstar
sense.
used to make like 3 games a year. Now we get one every like 7 years.
Yeah. So they need a little what's the word? A humble sandwich. That's what the
Humble
fuck they
pie.
need. A little humble pie. Thank you, Henry. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. I hope they don't do the fucking numbers. I hope that they fucking fall on their ass. I hope the game is good, though, because I don't want to play a shitty game. And I don't want the people that have been waiting for 2 decades to play a shitty game neither. But look, fuck them. Fuck them. Okay? Not personally. What's his name? Zelnick. Not personally, because I don't know him. He could be a very nice guy. But professionally, fuck you. I don't give a fuck how nervous you are, bro. How about you take another $1 billion and invest it in that? You know what? Fuck it. Let's spend another $5 billion on fucking marketing. You see how ridiculous that shit sounds? That's how ridiculous they fucking look. Spending fucking billions of dollars on a fucking game.
I'm not even buying the game. Like I don't give a fuck
shit.
about GTA.
I'm starting to feel about.
Let me know when Red Dead fucking reunion or something comes out.
Yeah. Well, they're dropping Red Dead 1 on PS5, which they should have done day one.
Already fucking beat that.
But they milked the fuck out of it, you know what I mean? And that's why I don't feel bad, because they milk everything, they drag everything out, and then on top of it, they want to talk about they're nervous. Like, shut your bitch ass up with your $30 million bonus you got last year. Like, I just don't feel bad for you. I don't. And the fact that you even bring that up, like you want the rest to feel some sort of empathy for you because it's a big game, because that's the only reason you bring that shit up. Subconsciously, you want people to feel a little bit of empathy for you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Go suck a dick. A professional dick, of course, because I don't know the guy, privately. And like I said, he's probably a very nice guy, and I wish him well. The other thing I wanted to bring up is I was going to talk about the exclusive shit, but I forgot. GameStop and eBay. Oh,
Yes,
so
sir.
GameStop made here, let me pull up the numbers exactly. And
You
I
know what's a good
actually
idea for a company that's closing more stores than they've fucking opened in the last
we're gonna
10
talk about
years?
that. We're gonna
Fuck
talk about that too.
let's buy some shit. Like
We're gonna
what?
talk about that too because people have a huge misconception about GameStop's failures or successes, which is completely fucking moronic. But let's read the thing first, the amounts, because not only are them making this offer is interesting, but the amounts is what really makes it interesting. But I'm gonna drop you guys on some business game. So it says here, GameStop is offering to buy eBay for $56 billion. That's $125 a share. GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen, eBay should be worth and will be worth a lot more money. I'm thinking about turning eBay into something worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Cohen has commitment letter from TD Bank to provide around 20 billion in debt financing to help make a deal possible. So what that is saying is that Cohen has got a letter saying from TD Bank saying that hey, we're committing to give you 20 billion, and that's what they mean by saying a debt financing. So they're saying hey, we're going to let you borrow 20 million to make this happen. You got to find the rest of the money. But people think let's attack this from the very beginning. Let's attack what Nelson is saying, right? Because people have this expectation of, oh, GameStop is failing, GameStop is losing. No, the fuck they're not. GameStop has over 1,600 locations still. 1,600 locations. To give you an example, they have more than Best Buy. They have more than Publix. Right now, they got the same amount as Aldi's. Aldi's is looking to expand to closer to 2,500, which they've been in the process for the last couple of years. But just to give you an
We
example of
just got
how
one last
big,
year.
and shout out to Aldi's. But just to give you an example of how big GameStop really fucking is, because people saying, "Oh, they're shutting down," and they should. They have a ton of businesses that aren't producing, and it's hurting them financially. And look, I'm not saying that GameStop is on the up and up, and you know their business is really really strong.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not saying
closed
that at all.
1,300 stores in the last 2 years too, though. That's dropping like goddamn Iranian warships.
They closed.
I looked it up. It's 1,300 in the last 2 years. That's more Best Buys than there are too.
Yeah, 1,300 last 2 years. But once again, going down to 1,600, making the business way more
470
manageable.
in January alone. God damn.
Yeah, when you have fucking 3,000 stores, those numbers seem fucking huge. But
They
mind you,
they are still unless
they
you have
employ
300,000.
they employ one or two fucking people per fucking store, so it's not even that many fucking layoffs on top of it all. But either way, 1,600 locations
There was
currently.
three guys at the store yesterday when I was there. That was one
What, you
shift.
think every store's got three fucking
I
people?
don't know, but I guarantee you one of them don't live there.
I guarantee you, on average, a GameStop location is doing about 50 to $100,000 a month, depending on location, in sales, not profit, just sales. Right around there, I would guess, for their size, the amount of employees that they have, closer to 120. But they are making this offer to eBay, which here I wrote this down here. Hold on, which is a 20% premium. So they're basically doing about $25 more per share. And GameStop is also sitting on $9 billion in cash. Let me repeat that again. GameStop is sitting on $9 billion liquid. Liquid. 9 billion liquid. This isn't fucking 9 million. This isn't 900 million. This is 9 billion liquid. All right. So for people that are saying that GameStop is losing, they're not fucking losing shit. But is this a good idea? Let me tell you guys what I think that GameStop may be doing with the eBay purchase, and then I'll let you guys take it from there. But what I think that Cohen is trying to do with this eBay purchase is expand the GameStop business and set it up kind of like an Amazon, where there'll be way more eBay locations that you can pick up your purchase, drop off your purchase, collectibles, and more
Mm,
importantly, the retro video game market. The retro video game market has been growing almost twofold every single year for the last 10 years. So much so that GameStop has specifically crafted a group of their stores to sell retro video games. Not every GameStop store does this. For example, the closest one to me is 30 minutes away, and I live in a pretty large city. Just within a 10-mile radius, I have about 6 GameStops. We had about 8, but they closed 2 down. And the 2 that they closed down, guess where they were? In the fucking hood. But anyways,
They closed down all the ones close to me. It sucks.
yeah, but you live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, well,
So, for example, your whole little town population is literally
it
5
was in a
square
bigger town than
miles.
mine. It was like the biggest town within like 7 towns of me.
Oh, see, look at
That's
that.
where everybody get everything. Bro, it's not that small of a town that I go shopping in. They got a Runnings, a Menards, a fucking Home Depot, a Walmart, a fucking... What else
Nelson,
they got? They got all kinds of big shit. Fleet
Nelson,
Farm,
I have 3
motherfucker.
Walmarts within 4 miles of my house.
Yeah, you live in a city. Fuck out of here,
But that's
goddamn
just-
city slicking motherfucker.
That's just my neighborhood. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, that's just my area. If I go outside like 15 minutes, we got 5 Walmarts, 5, 2
that's
Menards,
crazy.
3 Home
crazy.
Depots.
That's like my whole state. Fuck out of here.
You know, Menards is from here, where I'm from, right?
No.
Good night, son. But yeah, just McDonald's don't even. I mean, fuck. I can walk to 2 McDonald's within 10 minutes. Walking. Like, there's a gas station every other corner. Little Caesars,
Yeah,
there's
you a city
2
boy.
of them within 7 minutes driving.
Bruh.
Even Popeyes, which here in my town is like not that. It's not. There's not a lot of them. Even then, I got 2 within a 15-minute either way. So when we're talking about how many locations this is impressive. But anyways, so that's what I think that they're trying to do. And the retro video game market, think about this. There really isn't a single big business that handles retro video games. And it's one of the biggest money makers in the world. Hence, physical is important. And that's what I think they're going to be doing. But Henry, what do you think? Do you think this is a good purchase for GameStop? What do you think about what I just said of what they might be trying to do?
I actually like that idea, what you just said. I didn't think about that at all, especially about dropping off and dropping off your stuff and having them handle that type of situation for, eBay. I think that's an awesome idea, especially if you from a place like where I'm from. I got to go to the next town over to do like drop offs for Amazon and stuff like that. So if you don't have a UPS store or FedEx store or whatever, you could and you just so happen to have a GameStop to be able to go in there and do that, that'd be cool. But other than that, I don't know. We don't have a GameStop. We have it's called Game Castle. That's our local store. So if I want
Yep.
some older stuff, that's where I go. And she's about to celebrate her 20th year open.
Dope.
So shout out to
Dope.
her.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, but retro games are going up. I went in there and bought some Blu-rays 3 days ago, and I always go over there and look at the PlayStation Vita section.
Mm-hmm.
And she done went up on her PlayStation Vitas, boy. Them bitches
Yep.
like $350 now. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
they used to not be that price, so everything going up.
Yep.
Your Super Nintendo, your PlayStation 2s.
Yep.
I think you can still get some Dreamcast for pretty cheap for right now. She had a stack of them up there. They were still pretty affordable, but get them while you can because all that shit going up.
Going up. Now, let me ask anybody who buys physical video games, let me ask you guys a question real quick. What of your biggest fears when you buy a physical video game online? That it comes broken, doesn't work,
Fucking,
right?
the shit's
Now-
tore up. Don't work.
Now,
Scratched.
imagine you buy, I don't know, Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color, brand new, or not brand new, but in great condition.
Someone wiped their ass with it.
You can just go into a game, you got it on eBay. You can just walk into a GameStop and get a return. You don't have to deal with the seller. You don't got to deal with customer service on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You just walk into GameStop. GameStop, by the way, does online returns right then and there, no questions asked. If you're a member, especially, you don't even need a receipt half the time. They take it in, they give you the credit, or you can exchange it.
Do they check
So
for Let me ask you a question. Do they check for like counterfeit cartridges and all that stuff? They check all that stuff out.
no, no.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like anything. You got the people that are passionate and know about it,
Mm-hmm.
and they do have some standards, but not to the level that we know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they'll be able to catch a lot of the shit, but not everything, because they're not going to open up. Like they're
Okay.
not
'Cause I
going to
was about to say
replace a
that would be like
battery.
a super cool. Okay. Because
Hmm.
that would be a cool like kind of assurance for them
Yes.
to offer. Because the lady at my store, she ain't really familiar with that stuff, but she do got a guy from Athens. He comes every Monday and he handle like repairs. Like if you
Hmm.
got an older system and kind of messed up, he'll take it back to Athens with him and bring it back. So you got to wait Monday to Monday. But
Yep.
she
But
she outsources that kind of thing.
are you're saying exactly what I'm saying. So for example, at my job, not only do we sell the tool to the end user, so to the customer, we also sell the tool to dealers, whatever, Home Depot,
Mhm.
Sherman Williams, whatever. And then on top of that, we have a repair service for the tools. So you can
Mhm.
take it to Home Depot. Home Depot will send it to us. You can send it to us directly. If Home Depot sends it to us, we'll give them a little bit of a cheaper price so they can make some money for doing the services. We include free shipping in there, so there's a free label. We don't just hire Do Name Mark and pay them $50 an hour to inspect the tool. We actually have engineers that make six figures who inspect the tool and fix it for you. We give you
Hell
a
yeah.
1 year warranty. Now imagine that you walk into a GameStop because they have all of eBay available. You go in to buy a GameCube. It's refurbished. They replaced whatever needs to be replaced. They cleaned it. They made it nice and shiny for you. You take it home and it doesn't work. You can go back and get another one right then and there. Or our current reality is contact eBay customer service. Hey, this doesn't work. I need a refund. All right, let's contact the seller. Seller's not responding. They're on vacation. They no longer are available. We can give you 20% of your money back. That's a buyback guarantee. You're like, fuck, but I paid 300 for this. You only giving me fucking 70 for it. Sorry, sir. Blah blah. You see the fucking difference here? Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that prices are gonna get low for us. I'm gonna be real. It probably won't. They'll probably stay
Mhm.
exactly the same. But if I'm going to pay the same money, I'd rather go to GameStop where there's some sort of refund policy, some sort of standard, than buy the game from some random or some crackhead who stole the game from somebody is now selling it to me to make a quick buck, and I have no resource to get my problem fixed if there is.
Yep.
I bought the Super Nintendo game from from my local mom and pop shop, and I didn't want to wait, so I just ordered one from Amazon that was refurbished. I got it the next day because it was Sunday and they were still at the video game event for the weekend, so they wouldn't be back home to the store location on Tuesday. And I'm like, I'm not gonna wait 3 days, so I just bought another one. Anyways, I forgot about it, and I ended up going yesterday. And I'm like, hey, bro, I'm sorry. I know your refund policy is 7 days, but and I explained to him the situation. He stopped me halfway through. He's like, bro, here's another one. Now I'm like, actually, can I swap it out? Because I already got one from Amazon. He's like, yeah, what do you want? That
I
is the that is the benefit of going to a location, right? And this
Yep.
dude is super cool. He's a gamer himself. He loves gaming. So he went a little bit above and beyond, right? Normally they want a receipt and be like, all right, because we were out, we'll just add the
Sounds
couple
like you
days.
got some authority in the place too.
Well, yeah, he's the owner.
Oh yeah, that helps.
He's the owner. But all
Fuck.
his employees are like that. The only
That ain't
thing I don't
the
like,
teenager that works on 2 o'clock on Saturdays when nobody else want to be there and is picking his nose and shit.
well, that's the thing that I don't like is he has kind of like, I don't want to say open door policy, but the thing I don't like is he hires guys that don't necessarily love video games like we do. Not saying they don't like them, but they don't love them. So they don't do the little things that you would expect from a guy that sells video games for a living. Like you talk to the owner,
Mhm.
man, He'll fix the shit in front of you. He'll give you some tips like, oh, when you get to this level, do this. You know what I mean? There's a glitch if you do that. He's that type of guy. I don't expect that from everybody, but I expect a little bit more than, hey, when did this game come out? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what system is this cartridge for? Nintendo. Okay, which one? 2D, 3DS, XL. Like, I need a little bit more than just that. You know what I mean? And that's my problem that I
Yeah.
have with him. But I get it. His business only been around for a few years, so he's still growing. So I'm not too harsh, but that's my biggest complaint. And it's not even a complaint. I'm just nitpicking because I know more than them, so I can figure out it. I can figure it out for myself. But as always, I'm thinking for everybody. You know what I mean? Because I've been the kid that had to go with my parents to the courthouse. My dad and my mom don't speak English. I got to translate. The stress is on a fucking 7-year-old just because I know English. And I empathize with other kids and other people in similar situations when things don't work out smoothly. I go to the VA hospital, right? It took me like 3 months to get the help that I needed on a specific issue. And the only reason that I got is because I was vocal. I knew where to look for the information. I knew the right people to speak to. So I eventually got to the head of the hospital and we had a one-on-one in their office. And finally,
Yeah.
things change. But what about the 60-year-old veteran who doesn't know how to explain himself that well? Or the Vietnam veteran who is just he's gotten treated so poorly for so many decades that now he doesn't even try anymore. What about those guys? And I know
Yeah.
that it may be silly of me to think that way. I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm not here to fix the world. But if there's a little bit something that I can do that even fixes things just a little bit or make it a little bit better, why not? Take the 5 minutes, man. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
hurt you. It doesn't, so fucking what? You know yourself, you can handle it, just fucking do it. So when I see something like this, it's not that I'm cheering for more corporate fucking control or anything. What I am championing is another option for us to be able to buy physical games and not just buy them, but buy them in the best condition we could possibly get with the proper resources that we can get. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make sense or am I tripping?
No, I get you. I get you. It's all, and plus, it's just a better experience when you're able to, just go into a place. You know what I'm saying? Than,
Yeah.
buying online. That's why I like going into her store. You know, and sometimes she will like that was my first time ever getting a game early. I got the
Oh,
first the
I'm
first
sorry.
remake Final Fantasy 7 remake. I got that early. You know what I'm saying? Just because I went in there, she had it. You know what I'm saying? She hit me with the don't tell nobody. You feel what I'm saying? And it felt
Yeah.
pretty good. And sometimes when you go into a store and you build a relationship with those folks, you can do stuff like that. You get certain benefits, certain discounts. Just for standing there and chopping it up for a little bit. You talk about your kids, you talk about your family, all that kind of stuff, and that's always cool. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can't really do that online. So
Yeah.
even if it's a seller online that you buy from frequently, they
Mm-hmm.
might throw you some stickers or some shit in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it ain't like walking into a store and talking to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely,
So
man.
so so if they able to get it and add to their business, but also provide some kind of back and forth with people inside the community, and that's cool.
Yeah. No, it's dope. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said earlier, yeah, GameStop is what's up, conservative? GameStop isn't like in the strongest position it's ever been. I'm not arguing for that at all. What I am saying is they're not as weak as people make it out to seem. You know what I mean? They're just
Yeah.
as big as Publix. They're just as big as Aldi's. They're still making a shit ton of money. They still keep a lot of people employed. And I don't want them to go away. I know that they make a lot of mistakes. I know that they do some fucked up shit, but who doesn't? And you know what GameStop does give me that PlayStation doesn't? It's the opportunity to go sell my games, trade my games, buy my games, return my games. That's another thing in the Mooch podcast. Barty was out there like, oh yeah, I get every refund that I fucking can get. It's like, well, my guy, my boy, I'm still saying my guy and my boy. You're the first person in the history that I've heard that's gotten every single refund requested approved.
Hey, bro, I
I've
couldn't even get
never
a
heard of
fucking
that.
refund. I couldn't even get a refund approved from a game that didn't even come out yet. I didn't even download the bitch. I couldn't even get the
I
refund
know.
for that
I thought about
motherfucker,
you right
bro.
away. with the Call of Duty. I thought about you
I
right
was
away.
like, bro, the game ain't even out yet. I can't get a refund, brother.
Yep. I remember the last game I tried to get a refund. I forgot the name of the game. It's parse. I don't know, some game where you ride like I don't fucking know, skateboarding, like whatever. PlayStation told me contact the
Tony Hawk?
developer. No. It's like a arcade skateboarding game where you do tricks and deliver mail. But them motherfuckers told me
Paperboy?
no. You can ride
Paperboy's on a
bikes.
bike, I
It's
think,
bikes.
ain't it?
It is bikes.
Yeah, it is.
You ride
I
bikes in the
know what
game.
fucking game you talking
It's
about. I
something
don't know the name of it,
Parcel.
but I know what you're talking
Was it a
about.
PC game before it was on console?
I don't know. I just thought it looked cool. You can fucking ride bikes, do tricks, deliver
It reminded you
mail,
of Paperboy. This shit was just caught your
and they treat it like
goddamn
if you're in
nostalgia.
a like you treat it like you're in a gang, like different biker like parcel gangs. But good night, son. But what PlayStation told me is because I was like, hey, I need a refund, man. This game is glitchy, like the frames drop, like it's just not. It's like it's broken. And they're like, well, you got to contact the developer for that. Like, that's a developer issue. What? So that's a developer issue, bro? Like, okay, great. Let me have their phone number. Sorry, we can't give you that. So how am I supposed to contact the developer? It's like, well, okay, I call a developer and say what? Hey, guys, your game is buggy. The frames drop. What are they going to do? All right, Mr. Will, let's give me your IP so we can update your specific game. Like, no, that's not how it works.
No, it ain't.
And then this motherfucker tried to say, yeah, I got a Mind's Eye refunded. That's what it takes. That's what it takes is for fucking 1 million copies of a game to fucking go broken before PlayStation does something about it. That sounds like good customer service to you? And mind you, I'm not looking for reasons to return any fucking game. And when I do want to return it, it's for a real fucking reason. So I don't know. I just that whole Mooch podcast irked me the wrong way from start to finish because it's one thing defending PlayStation from idiotic things that happens, which happens all the time. But to say that they got a good refund policy, to say that DRM is not an issue, ownership is not an issue. Like, that's just ridiculous. And that's why I said that for the first time ever, I agree with Death Singer, because who the fuck agrees with Death Singer? All right, last thing we'll talk about. I don't want to keep Henry too much longer. He's out in that East Coast time zone, and I know how they get grumpy if they don't get their beauty sleep.
Wow.
Is exclusives, baby. Exclusives. And hold up, I got it pulled up right here. And it is consumer survey reveals #1 reason why gamers buy a PlayStation or Xbox console. What do you guys think that #1 reason is? Henry?
Third-party games.
Close.
Them exclusives, baby.
Exclusives. Henry or Nelson, what do you think?
Fuck, I forgot what we were talking about. Sorry, my wife was asking me a question.
The #1 reason that people buy a console.
Exclusives? The fuck?
Okay.
That's how I bought everything.
Yes. It is exclusives. Winner, chicken dinner. But the interesting part is...
How do you think I decided between a Super Nintendo and a Genesis? There's games I wanted on both. But
Bro,
I outweighed what group of games was more value to me.
Yeah, well, I even said that when I went to the video game convention. I was thinking about buying that fucking...
If I wasn't a kid and I had the money, I would have bought both. But when decisions need to be made, it comes down to who has more games that I really want to fucking play.
I was thinking about buying a fucking 30-year-old console just to play the one fucking game. So it's still selling consoles 30 years later.
I bought an Xbox One X to play goddamn KOTOR and Witcher 2. The fuck?
So that's this is coming from a survey in Circana, which is an American research and technology company, right? It shows that most U.S. gamers still decide whether to buy a PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch or other consoles based on their exclusive games. This likely won't surprise most gamers, as it has been the case for years. However, a few subtle shifts in consumer behavior in 2026 could catch their attention, especially for those invested in long-running console rivalry between PlayStation and Xbox. And they say here one notable change compared to last year's data is that the number of players choosing a console based on exclusives has dropped by 8%. In other words, there's a slight shift toward picking best gaming console based on other factors, such
Oh shit.
as performance or price. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly what's driving this change, but one likely explanation is Xbox and PlayStation loosening their grip on exclusive IPs over the past year with games like Forza Horizon coming to PlayStation 5 and Helldivers 2 launching on Xbox Series X. Full stop. Whoever wrote this is a fucking retard because the only person loosening their grip on exclusive is fucking Xbox. Okay? Not PlayStation. Helldivers going to fucking Xbox, it's a second party fucking game. So shut your ass up. Secondly, what they said here that they're confused if they're not sure if it's the console performance or price. What the fuck are you talking about? It's both, you dumbass. When I look to buy a console, actually, we'll pass this to Henry. Henry, what are the things that you look when you buy for when you're deciding what console you want to buy? Give us, for example, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. What were some of the
Okay.
decisions what were you looking for before you made your decision?
Firstly, damn near instant loading time, bro. That was gonna change the game for me. And the fact that I was already on PlayStation, so it was going for PlayStation. PlayStation made it easier. Um, Ghost of Tsushima, getting to play that in a higher fidelity and whatnot. Um, I like the PlayStation controller, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's really it. You know what I'm saying? But I could see, but it was mainly that, bro. That loading and Ghost of Tsushima getting to play that in a better state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was really causing me to get that. I needed that 5 day one, brother. I needed that bitch right
Oh,
then.
my bad. I forgot to bring up the third thing in the list is friends and family. Where are they playing? That's the third thing that people look to
Oh
whenever
yeah,
they choose
shit,
to buy
yeah,
a
yeah.
console. My bad.
All my brothers and all my brothers and
Yeah.
cousins, they on
Yeah.
the five, baby.
So thank you, conservative, for reminding me. But okay, so those are the things you look for. Nelson, what about you? What are the things that you look for when deciding on what console to buy? Or are you just loyal
Games
to
I
one
can play.
brand?
The games I can play on it. Like if fucking Nintendo games were on PlayStation, you think I would ever? I'm not a big handheld guy. You think I go out and buy a fucking Switch? Fuck out of here. Like you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And even if I have money to afford all of them, I prioritize them by the games I want. Like I wanted to get a Series X day one and a PlayStation 5 day one, and I tried harder for the P. I actually thought the Xbox would have way more exclusives and shit coming out the first like 2 years. Cause let's be honest, the PS4 fucking left that generation just fucking dropping bombs,
Yeah.
They
and
did, they
Xbox was
did.
basically deceased for the whole generation. So I thought they'd come out just fucking all hot and bothered, but all these games that they were showing us, by the time it was I could go to the store and get an Xbox, I realized ain't none of this shit coming anytime soon. And even though they bought all these studios, the shit they've been coming out with ain't been great still to this day. So, and then I was like, I'll buy one. I wanted to buy one that was 350 with Diablo. I'm like, there still ain't a goddamn thing I want to play on it at all. But eventually there might be. And now everything's on PlayStation, so now there really ain't no, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have the money when it was 350. I thought about going and getting it, just to have it, just to play my backwards compatibility, boot up a little bit faster and all that shit. Now it's like there ain't no motherfucking reason
FYI,
at all.
guys, if you're wondering why I haven't finished a Metro VR game, this is it right here. This is
Proud
it right here. I cannot stand them. I am sweating. Oh, they're just so disgusting. They're
Yeah,
gross.
bro.
So yes, I'm the same way. When I buy a console, this console generation, I did the same thing. I decided between Xbox. I almost bought an Xbox, but the games is what convinced me at the very end of to go with PS5. But the other thing I wanted to bring up real quick because the talk about exclusives really pisses me the fuck off when people say that they're irrelevant because they really are. They're extremely important. Not just are they extremely important, but also the console itself is extremely important. And if there was no exclusives, for example, Henry, what console would you buy if there were no exclusives?
Still PlayStation because I like controller the best.
Nelson,
Question was what? Sorry, I'm replying to someone in the chat.
what console would you buy if exclusives didn't exist?
PlayStation 5.
Why?
Dual sense mostly, and then yeah, I like the features better.
Exactly. I'm gonna say both. I would have chosen a
It was kind of
PS5.
close because I kind of had to weigh features versus the backwards, at least being able to play some Xbox games. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? That's what I had to weigh out right there. I had to actually think about that.
And I'm the same way. I was super close to the Xbox, but the games and then the Dual Sense, all that is what convinced me. But
Yeah, bro, this controller just a goated.
yep, it's the
Yeah,
best controller ever.
I love the screen share and share play and all that shit too.
But real
And
quick,
streaming, like video, like being able to capture video, it's really good.
oh,
On
way better than
Xbox, it's pretty
Xbox.
poor. Yeah,
It
it's fucking
sucks.
just terrible.
Oh yeah, I
Terrible.
didn't even think about that. The Shift Factory too, man. The
God,
Shift
Yeah.
Factory
yeah, well, I don't
is
use Share Factory, but
legit.
just making like you want to make a clip or something like that, and then they'll delete your shit after like 2 weeks. I fucking hate that shit, yo.
Yep. Now, let me ask you a question. And it's a hypothetical because obviously we'll never know because exclusives do exist. But do you guys really think that PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo will invest as much money in R&R for their next console if exclusives weren't a thing? Meaning, would they even make a console? Would they be competing with consoles? Would they be saying we got to make a better console because the games, we don't have to worry about exclusives, but we got to sell hardware? Do you think that they would push harder on the console or
Ooh,
less because they don't have to?
bruh, that's a tough one.
I
That's a
wouldn't even
tough
make a new
one.
one myself.
That's a tough one. PlayStation was for sure because that's all Sony got. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's all Sony got. So they would. And plus we've seen them. We've seen them. You know, we were just talking about. You know, the
They don't have the
PS3.
capital to risk fucking up a whole gen. Like the
Yeah,
PlayStation 3 almost goddamn buried Sony in the dirt like forever.
and even and that system
Because
had a
their
whole
whole
they had a
financially
whole bunch of
across the
stuff up
board,
in
those
there.
were hard times. Like that was the worst time financially to put out a product that you had to suffer for 8 years.
Then you
Like I
look
think
at then
Sony
you
stock was
also
like $30, and by the time PS4 came around, that shit was like $4 a goddamn share. Shit was junk bond status.
damn should have picked some of them up. But even if you look
I
at
know,
like
right?
the PS Vita as a console, it had front and back touch screens, front and back camera, Bluetooth.
Hmm.
You know, it had AR games on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I think they'll Sony for sure would push and innovate on the hardware level just because
Yeah.
that's what they've been doing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what they've been doing.
Yeah, sometimes they even do it too hard. Look at the PS3. Goddamn,
Yep.
Yeah, they do go too
they
hard
do
sometimes.
overkill sometimes. You know what I mean?
You
You
know
know,
the and
and
I'll
it had
break
remote
this.
play. It had remote play
Oh
also.
yeah, the remote play. Um,
Oh yeah, that shit was like crazy for back in like 2010, dude. I was
Yeah,
like,
bruh.
they're talking about I can play XCloud. Like, bro, I can do something like that fucking 15 years ago, bro. Like,
let me ask you this real quick too, guys, because people just don't understand the importance of exclusives. The Sorrows just came out a couple days ago.
He,
I love the gameplay, but I'm gonna treat Sorrows like I do with Returnal, where I have 50, 60 hours in Returnal, but not all consecutively. Meaning, since I
hmm
bought the game 3 years ago, I'll sneak in maybe 20 hours a year. Basically, I play it for a day, maybe an hour in one day, then I move on to my main game. A couple of weeks from now, I'll play it for a little bit. I'll pick at it. Whenever I feel like having fun with the
you don't want to
shooting,
get
I'll jump into it.
frustrated.
I don't want to get frustrated, but I still love the gameplay. But do you think that I would love it just a little bit less if whenever I go to squeeze the trigger, it didn't rumble specifically for the weapon that I'm shooting? Or if I
Yeah, it
get
wouldn't be,
hit
bro.
on
You know what
the left side of the controller
for me was?
rumbles.
Gears on PS5. You know why? My kids thought it was the coolest shit when they turned that chainsaw on. We're hacking
Yep.
people up. They thought that was because they could feel the kickback when they're splitting someone's face. I'm
Yep.
teaching my
Fire.
kids bad shit.
Yep.
Nah, bro. You teach them how to enjoy games, brother.
Yep.
I know, we're pretty gruesome though.
But those are the big things about exclusives. Is not only does it sell your console, but it enhances the console, or the console enhances the game. I know we were all tripping out when we played Astrobot Playroom and the rain and the controller. Please tell me who didn't trip out when they felt that shit and thought it was the coolest shit ever. And I don't
Bruh.
give a fuck how many times the Xbox guys fucking made fun of us, but blowing in the controller, that shit was cool too. It just added new flavor.
Yeah,
Henry?
I know. People, Doc Dirk made fun of that. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I thought that was the coolest shit ever, dude. Like,
Yeah, so did I. Henry, what do you think about that?
I was just speaking about that rain situation when I played Returnal for the first time, bro. And that controller got to doing, man. You just can't beat it. You cannot beat
Mhm.
the dude. I don't care what they tell you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's the features. The features are excellent when it comes to this console. They delivered in my opinion, especially
Yeah.
with like I said, the biggest leap in gaming hardware
Yeah,
so far is the
feature
fucking
wise,
DualSense.
feature wise.
feature wise, absolutely. Absolutely, man. The what's the biggest before this one? Can you say? I say to me it was Super
PS3.
Nintendo to N64. That was the biggest leap for me. Just going from fucking
that was.
2D
Oh,
to
you had a lot of
3D,
Rumble Pack. You had a lot of good add-ons for
Rumble Pack,
and
fucking all that,
memory
bro.
expansions.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
That blew my mind.
Because like the Star Fox, the FX games or whatever. Well, Super Nintendo had something like that too. I don't know if you knew this, but I had one of them. It was called Dirt Tracks FX. The FX chips, they could make semi 3D games and shit like that, but they cost more because they had to put an XF chip into the cartridge to be able to play it to run the game.
Bro, I was playing Super Mario World, and I whatever level I got, I was like, I'll be back. I turned it off. I came back. It started me all the way to the beginning of that little map area. I forgot that you have to unlock. One, you have to unlock saving, the little green bricks. You got to unlock those to be able to save in some levels, in some areas. And secondly, you have to play basically through the whole little world or little, it's the section of the map before the game will save it for you. Unless you go all the way back down to Yoshi's house and then go save over there. I totally forgot about that. So I got like 3 levels before I got to the castle at the top, the mini boss, and I had to start all over again. Now, true, it only took a couple minutes per level. It wasn't that bad, but going from that to like the N64, where basically almost everything you did got saved. The Rumble Pack, hell, the controller, it felt so futuristic at the time. I feel like feature wise, the PlayStation 5 hits similar levels. And I'll even take it to the next level. Not just feature wise, but performance. I mean, look, we're getting 60. Horizon, we were getting 90 frames per second on a PS5 Pro. Like, the leap is huge. As much as people don't want to admit that PS4 to PS5 leap ain't that big of a deal, it fucking is.
Before PS3 and 360, you had frame rates, but you didn't have graphics. Then you got graphics and you didn't have frame rates. Now you got frame rates and graphics.
And graphics. Yep. On top of the controller, on top of the not just performance, but the choice of performance. If you want to do 30, 40, 60, you can customize all that shit. Like, it is insane. And then you add the streaming, the captures, there's just so much in there,
Share
man.
Play. I actually played, like, me and Tornado Screw played Tekken because it's you can play versus mode, but not unless someone's in the room with you. I share play with them. We can fight each other from halfway across the fucking planet.
Nelson,
Fire.
I can hop in your game and beat the level for you.
I know, he did that for me. He got me my S license on Gran Turismo.
Wow.
The ninth race on S, I spent like 4 hours on that, and I'm like, bro, I'm about to fucking break a TV, bro.
Stab your ass did the same thing to me.
He did it for me.
For Armor Core. I couldn't beat that one boss, man. He fucking hopped in and beat it for me. Even with
Which one,
the
the Koro boss?
Man, I don't remember the one that's in
The tank?
no. It was the one where you're fighting and it's all water around you and you're fighting like the bad guy for the first time. I think it is. I don't know. It's been so long since I played the game, but there's water all around you.
Yeah.
It's shallow water, super shallow.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, we might be talking about the same boss. That I put that game down. I didn't beat that boss either.
Me
I
neither.
put
Me
that
neither.
game down at that bitch.
I quit at the
Yeah.
tank boss on like stage like 6 or something.
Yeah, it was just got tough. But bro, imagine doing that. Back when I was a kid, you had to fucking ask your mom to go pick up your friend because your friend's mom ain't just gonna bring him just cause. There's got to be a transaction
Uh-huh.
going on here. Beg and plead. Then you got to wait for at least a weekend, and that's if your parents ain't doing shit. And then your friend comes over just to help you, and that's if he can help you. Because you know how we be when we were kids, we talk shit up like we can really do this shit, but in reality, we never beat it. We suck ass, and those are things that my kid will never have to experience that, bro, ever. My kid will never be able to say, "I can't beat this boss." Okay, it stops right here. No, he can go on YouTube. He can ask a friend to help him. He can come get me. He can fucking hit up Nelson and well, not Nelson. Nelson sucks at games.
Not me. Yeah.
But he can hit up Henry, he can hit up RPG, whatever. You can hop on his game, do it for him. That's incredible. Look at what we're doing right now. We're going to end up talking to about 150 people tonight from all over the world off my PlayStation 5.
Fire.
I get 15,000 views on a video that I recorded on my PlayStation 5. Think about that. I just made, I don't know, like fucking $4 on YouTube from a video I made that I recorded on my PlayStation 5. That is the era we live in now, bro. That is insane. Like, just trying to wrap your head around all that shit. So it's impressive. But it's this Circana report doesn't surprise none of us. Exclusives still sell games, and it always has. It will
Yeah,
always
Nintendo.
do.
Who the hell who would, let me ask a question. Who the fuck would how many people would buy a Switch if Nintendo didn't make great games?
Maybe for the handhold part of it, but that's about it.
Yeah, but instead of 150 million, how many people do you think would buy it? 8, 10?
Well, think
You see
about
what I'm
this.
saying?
Think about this. You have PC numbers.
How many has the Steam Deck sold? That's got
like 5 million or something like
they
that.
sell like shit.
So you could take your PC games
Yeah.
with you. Even then,
And that's
people
what
don't buy
Steam's
that shit.
library.
Yep. It's an incredible time to be a gamer.
The largest library in the world, and the goddamn handheld for it can only sell like 1 million a year.
We
Come on
have we have more games than ever releasing this year, which beats last year, which beats the year before that, on the most advanced consoles we've ever played, with the most amount of games ever, with the most social way of doing it ever. It's an incredible time to be alive. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, that report to Circana did not surprise me. The second one was price and features, and the third one was where's my family and friends playing.
For years, exclusives don't sell consoles. I'm like, I don't know what fucking world y'all live in, but
Well, Xbox people. Well, it did drop 8%. And why did it drop 8%? Because Xbox doesn't have exclusives anymore.
exactly, they're the ones that changed their vote.
Yep. They're
They were told to.
Literally, they are the ones that changed their vote. And even Nintendo gamers, I forget which section it was, but it was, Nintendo doesn't have that many exclusives, but the exclusives that they do have are super good. So that's why we go with Nintendo, which makes sense, right? So if you want Mario Kart, Nintendo's
Zelda,
only
Metroid, fucking Kirby, Pokemon, fucking
Poketopia.
Yeah, Potopia.
Pokopia.
fucking
Pokopia.
Pikmin, fucking Animal Crossing. They got a lot of exclusives. People don't say, but Nintendo comes out with like 5 to 10 games a year. Like, you might not like that game, but you probably like at least 1 or 2 of them.
It's not that they don't have a lot of exclusive, it's that they're exclusives of the same shit. You know what I mean? So it's not like they have a wide variety of
They have
IP.
franchise. They have, but the franchises are consistent though.
Yeah, they're extremely consistent. They're polished. They're well made. Except Star Fox.
You know what you're gonna get too.
So check this out with Star Fox. These motherfuckers. I'm so tired of these motherfuckers, bro.
They didn't make a Star Fox.
So they're saying not only are they making a Star Fox, but they're now making 2. So I'm like, you're telling me that they ain't released a Star Fox in how long, how many
Yeah,
years, and
now
now
you
they're
gotta get
working
you.
I
on
think
two?
what GameCube was the last, and it was a different. It was like an action adventure type of Star Fox.
Yeah, that's what 20, almost 30
That was
years.
the longest time ago. I was in like 10th grade.
Shit, yeah, it's 20 years. That's 20 years, bro. Insane. And I think that's it. Let me look at my notes real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything.
If they're smart, they'll launch that bitch around that Star Fox movie. I can't wait to see that shit.
Yeah, no,
You
we
know
got
what?
everything,
Actually, it's
guys.
funny when we left Mario Galaxy, we were listening to what is that? Corneria from Super Nintendo. You know the first world. Dun, dun, dun,
Nope.
dun, dun, dun,
We
dun,
don't
dun,
fuck with Nintendo
dun,
around here.
dun, dun, dun,
Nintendo's gay as fuck. We're adults, Nelson. We're grown
My
men.
kids loved it.
Yeah, your kids love it. We're grown men,
I love
though.
it too.
Yeah, you're not a grown man.
I
You're a
am
child.
not grown. No, that's right. I always will be too.
Bro, I was just telling my niece this. I was like, what, do you think that you magically wake up one day and you're like, oh, I'm an adult. I behave like an adult. No. Talk to any adult. They still feel mentally like they're 15, but they act like they're adults.
I still like to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What's up?
We just have
I'll still watch Power
responsibilities.
Rangers.
And we know better. We're driven by our experience, but, you know, our body changes.
Go Power Rangers.
We learn new shit, but we still feel like, oh shit, I remember when I was 15, 16 years old. At least I do. But man, there y'all have it, man. Thanks so much for hanging out with us on this beautiful Sunday evening. Huge shout out to Mr. Henry Heck for listening to my threats and actually coming through. I appreciate that, bro, so very much.
Ain't no sweat, brothers.
Nelson has been slacking hard on bringing any type of guest. He's like, yeah, I know the musician, but I haven't brought him in yet. Like, why the fuck not?
I'm working on Sundays. It's hard to coordinate.
Coordinate? What the fuck you mean? You got 3-day weekends every week. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know, but the show's on Sunday and I'm gone that day.
What the fuck are you talking about? What show?
This show.
Motherfucker, you're here every week. What are you talking about?
I know, but usually I've only been home for like an hour and a half. I ain't talking to nobody. I'm making dinner and washing my ass.
Man,
so
see,
you're making brisket and baked beans and shit.
I had to have my wife start that because I was at work.
Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
It got done though.
Yeah, how does that benefit me?
I don't know.
How does that benefit our listeners?
That's a real question.
It fucking doesn't. Nobody gives a fuck about your baby. You know what? I may tell you lasagna. Took me an hour and a half.
I used to talk to more people when I worked weekends because I'd have all day to sit and
everybody's got an asshole. Everybody's got excuses. Nobody cares about what you used to do. Nobody cares about who you used to talk to. People just care about the content.
I used to have more free time.
Nobody cares about your free time. Once again, you're bringing up shit about me. Nobody cares. People just want to hear the content. So make it happen so I don't have to threaten Henry next time. But either way, thank you guys so much. Let's give a quick, I already gave a quick shout out to Henry. But Henry, where can the people find you at and go listen to that GG or Die podcast every Saturday?
Yes, 11 in the a.m. Eastern, God's favorite time zone.
I want to say shout out to Nukem real quick before I forget. He invited me onto a show, but But I work most Sundays, but I'm gonna try and get on there when eventually we're gonna run out of overtime.
Don't talk about Xbox.
I had listened to some of it.
I say how I feel. People don't like that.
I did that same thing, and they kicked me out.
Yeah, well.
Noof don't invite me no more.
Damn, that's crazy.
His people got on the
Xbox. Let's talk about old Xbox.
His people got on the comment section and left. They're like, I'm out of here. I'm not listening to this.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Hey,
they doing Xbox community game nights too. So hook up your Xbox, link up with them.
Yeah.
They playing 2019 Modern Warfare.
Hey, we're not talking about old Xbox. We're talking about current Xbox, and current Xbox sucks ass.
I know.
And these motherfuckers are acting like Asha's gonna come in and save their ass. No, the fuck she's not. She's already fucking giving you half truths. Like, damn well you're not doing exclusives anymore.
Her thing that she put out, yo? That every goddamn statement she made, she contradicted the next fucking paragraph.
Not just
holy
that.
Shit, dude.
We just got their financial report. Xbox made $500 million by porting their games over to PlayStation. Do you think they're gonna go back to that? Not getting that $500 million.
I've said it once and I've said it before. Like, Sony can't go out and buy a company like Capcom and then cut off 40-50% of its revenue and make it work. They didn't go out and buy a studio. They went out and bought publishers on the smallest platform on the fucking planet. It's just not feasible. They did that to get out of being a platform. I know people don't want to hear that. It is what it is. That's why they bought them.
Nah, they do want to hear it, bro.
They're not gonna go back, bro. $500 million? No, man. For games they already made. Get the fuck out of here.
And that's with Call of Duty selling a fraction of what it normally does. Sold
They're
like
not going
shit.
back, bro. So if you're an Xbox guy, like I said before, I don't want Xbox to die. I like Xbox. I want them to do better. But we have to be realistic, and they're not going to go back to their glory days. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to go back to exclusives. They're not going to go back to $12.99 Game Pass. They're not going to go, like, they're just not. So if you are expecting these things to happen, I don't know what to tell you, bro. It's like the whole physical thing. I've been telling you guys, physical ownership is real ownership, not digital ownership. That's not real ownership. So when you get another DRM scare, don't act surprised. Don't be tripping out when Asha tells you that not only are they going to go third party, but they're going to go everything third party, including everything they've done for the last 30 years, and they're going PC, no more Xbox. Don't act surprised. But that's it. Henry, where can people find you at, bro?
You can find me on my YouTube channel. You can find me in the Discord. You can find me every Tuesdays on Just Playing live stream, RPG88, and you can find me every Saturday. GGR podcast, 11 a.m. Henry Heck. And yeah, that's it. I ain't gonna plug that. You can just find me in Discord, YouTube.
Go follow Henry, guys, please. Henry puts out a great podcast every Saturday. It's just him. It's pre-recorded, so you don't got to hear all the live shit that happens with the or interruptions. He just lays it all out.
Talking about
games,
what he likes, and
Yep.
what he's gonna play and what he want to play, and
Yep.
Just yapping. You feel me?
Just yapping. I ain't been able to catch live the last 2 weeks. I've been busy, but I love watching the replay.
That's why I make it the way I make it, bro.
Nelson, where can the people find you at?
Nelson's Gaming Culture, and then Nelson 12 on most systems except Xbox is like Nelson's. Don't worry about it. I'm never on there anyway.
Everybody's like, or Nelson is at Nelson. Everybody's got an excuse at Xbox. That's Nelson's fucking Xbox
gamer tag. That's
gamer tag, yeah. And well, you guys are here, so you guys are already following me. So once again, thank you for all the support. We hit 4,000 subscribers.
Yes,
crazy.
sir.
Thank you, and we'll catch you guys.
5K by 2027.
Road to 5K by 2027.
To address Juggalo, he said nothing on PlayStation from Xbox is selling good before Forza. Besides Forza, nothing Xbox making and selling good on fucking anything. Period.
I know
what are you talking about?
Damn, I wish I took a screenshot, but yeah, no, they had a couple games that sold over. They sold really well.
Oblivion probably sold pretty well on.
Oblivion was like second or third on the list at like 1 million.
That's a lot for them.
But yeah, Forza was the only one that did more than a couple million. Everything
Their games
else
don't sell. They haven't for.
They haven't. They just make bad games. They make shitty games. It's just the reality. And look, when I say shitty, I mean in comparison to like the good shit. But they're just average games.
And Nintendos and PlayStations.
Yeah. But they're just average, expensive ass games. Like if I was in charge of them, I would fire everybody. Like, how are you gonna spend all this money to make an average ass game? Like that's just the reality. Consistently. Except for what's his name?
Everybody comes out with a mediocre or a dud game at all, but you can't do it consistently.
What's the name the dude that I say I agree with?
Hopefully fucking Fable's
from Mooch's podcast. Death Singer, except Death Singer, he'll say that Outer Worlds and all this shit is good.
Yeah, he's like, well, they never really did sell that well. Most of their games in public. I'm like, yeah, well, they ain't spending money. They didn't buy them to fucking sell goddamn 500,000 copies. I guarantee they don't give a fuck what they've sold in the past. If they ain't making money, they'll get rid of them. They don't give a fuck, yo. It's especially Microsoft. They don't give two shits.
He acts like they do this shit for out of charity or
Yeah, I
something.
know,
Like it's
because well, they come out with content. Well, yeah, but nobody's purchasing that content. I don't give a fuck if you make a lot of shit at work and it's all bad. Nobody give a fuck.
yeah. And I love how he thinks Steam is never gonna fuck him. Like once again, he thinks that Gabe just started a business to fucking be nice to people. Like, no, bro. Once again, Gabe is eventually gonna pass the fucking thing down, and
Yep.
eventually, whatever company buys it is gonna take all those
The
little
only
perks you like
reason
away.
fucking Steam can be so consumer friendly too is because they make more per employee than any other company on the planet because they don't have to pay for anything. I honestly think they're doing the Steam machine and all this stuff just for a fucking tax write off because they don't have any overhead and they make billions. They don't have to do anything. Maintain a
bored.
store. That's it. They're bored. What the fuck you do with all that money? They have less employees at Steam and they take in billions than fucking Guerrilla Games. Like, just
Damn.
think about
Yeah.
that for a minute.
That's hefty.
Yeah, you bring in like $10 billion a year and you got 300 fucking employees. You're making like 25 million per employee. You think every employee makes 25 million? I bet not.
Oh
Fuck,
no,
you know what I mean? It's all profit. I bet you their taxes are fucking insane.
they don't give a fuck. Shit, taking half of that home don't matter. It's free money.
Yeah, they don't have to do nothing for it.
You just gotta
Maintain
pay
a
for
good
the
store.
maintain the the storage systems. What do you call those? The whatever. All right, guys.
Servers?
The servers, yes. The servers. Just maintain the fucking servers so that shit don't go down and rake it in. That's all you gotta do. All right, guys. I'm about to eat these wings, and we'll catch you guys next week. Keep it gaming.
Peace. Hell yeah.